All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Market Prep. I hope you're having an amazing morning. Hopefully, you guys had an incredible day yesterday. Good morning, Peter. How are you doing today?
Hey, good morning, Carlos. I am actually doing very well this morning. GIF, everybody out there. And
yes.
a hockey fan, been like going through this once in a while.
Hold on, Peter. Your mic, is it catching the right mic? Because it sounds really far.
Does it? Oh my.
That's much better.
Well, hold on a sec. Let's check it out here. It says it's on the right microphone. Hello.
Oh yeah, that's much better. It sounded like you was underwater for a second, but you're good now.
All right.
Maybe that's much better. There we go. Now we got the Peter radio voice that we all love to hear.
All right.
Let's get going.
Back in business then. All right. Yes. So I was saying, if you're a hockey fan, then an American, then you may not be so happy today. We had the Four Nation Cup final happen last night. Canada managed to win in overtime, so it was a thrilling game, but I was up past my bedtime, so it was anyways, but a good game. But I was thinking about you this morning, Carlos. The green glow behind you made me think. I assume that you got your electrical problems fixed and you're back in business.
Yeah, got it fixed. The guy came in. I told the guys over we were live with Avi at 11. Guy came in, spent literally an hour and did like two things. Worked for like 10 minutes. Came out, took one of the fuses out, replaced it, and charged me probably 3 times what it costed to do it myself. But again, when you don't know what you're doing, you just don't know. So yeah, we're good, ready to roll, man.
All right, that's good to hear.
Yeah. All right, friends, quick look at our gappers list. Let's take a look over at tradingterminal.com. It's going to show us gapping up this morning. More stuff in the green. Again, this market just continues to try to push higher. SPY is trying to just hanging around below the all-time highs there. We'll see how it ends today. But yeah, some stuff in the green this morning, a little bit in the red. Rivian earnings last night. We'll see how that did. And yeah, can't wait to get into it, man. A lot of fun stuff happening here. But before we do that, Peter, on this Friday, any U.S. economic calendar stuff going on?
We got a couple of minor things happening later, but nothing major. As you can see on the screen here, we've got both the services and manufacturing PMI numbers that are coming out at just after the open. At 10, we've got consumer sentiment and existing home sales. And then a couple of Fed speakers at 11:30. Different speeches altogether. So Jefferson is speaking one thing, and Daly's doing the keynote or the inaugural, anyways, the opening statements for some other conference. Yeah, none of those really usually have big market impact. In fact, this week, pretty much all of the economic data has really not moved the market whatsoever. So I don't think it's going to be any different today. So probably we can just, it's been a fairly quiet week, right? Despite the earnings, despite everything, it's been fairly quiet, which hasn't been great for momentum traders. I know that our good buddy Andrew had a little bit of struggles yesterday. Andrew had a market, but that happens to the best of us. So yeah, it's I expect another quiet day today. But again, these are good days for me. I don't mind it whatsoever. So we'll see what today brings us.
Yep, absolutely. It has not been the easiest trading days, that's for sure. All right, guys, let's jump into our list here. First one on deck is going to be Celsius, which is the drink me and Peter both tried live for you guys here this few weeks back. CELH. So we're up, man, leading the way 32%. Was it our promotion yesterday, Peter, that got this thing going? Should we be getting some kind of kickback here? What's going on?
Well, while I'd like to take credit for it, no. Alani Nutrition has made a $1.8 billion offer to buy Celsius Holdings or Celsius Brands. So that is what's moving it. This is, typically with acquisitions, it does not create good trading opportunity because the price will just move to just below the acquisition buy price, which I'm trying to find right here. I see that's a $1.8 billion deal. I don't actually see the per price amount that they're paying. So yeah, I don't know what that is, but based on the based on the stock price of where it's sitting, I'm guessing it's somewhere around $35 a share. Either way, it's not going to give a good trading opportunity.
Yeah, yeah. Normally, I would say good for people that are in this, but if you are not a long term investor, you are out of luck. If you're stuck in here at 90, 85, 70, not fun. Before that, yes, you might do okay, but man, this thing went up to 95, over 100. Looks like. Wow, that is
just about 100. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, so not a good one for trading. We'll move on to the next one. Is going to be over here. Oh, hold on. I got kicked out of my tradingterminal.com. Let's go back in. KC.
Oh, yeah, look at that. You're right, Brian.
Yeah.
You're right, Brian. I got it backwards. That no wonder I couldn't find the price. Alani Nutrition is not buying Celsius. Celsius is buying Alani Nutrition.
Oh.
So
okay.
It's the other way around. They're scooping them up. I misread that. Oh, interesting. Normally, stocks don't move higher when you're the acquirers. That's why I assumed Celsius was being bought. But you guys are absolutely correct. Thank you for pointing that out. Yeah, it's interesting. And so they are the acquirer, which is said normally drives the stock price down, because then you also take all the responsibility of integration and trying to get the value out of it, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah. Okay, interesting. Well, that makes it a little more interesting. Still don't think I'll be trading it.
% off on these strings, Peter, or what? I never seen these. I don't know where they're from, but yeah.
Chicken at their brands?
They're buying
that. Apparently this Alani Nu is a female-focused business that produces functional drinks. Functional drinks? I don't know what that means, but functional drinks and snacks tailored to Gen Z and millennial consumers. So by definition, this is absolutely not for me. Like, they've pretty much defined their market segment as not Peter.
You won't see that come up on your feed, that's for sure.
Definitely not.
All right, guys. Interesting. Still might not trade all that well. I don't know. We'll have to look at it. But you're right, Peter. Usually, whoever is being, whoever's doing the buying gaps down. So very confusing there for them. But it could be good news. Maybe something came out that shows that they have a lot of money on hand. Who knows? Maybe something here last night was good for them, and they're gapping up here. I don't think it's a great trader. I'm going to leave it alone. Let's go over to Billy and a couple of our Chinese tickers on deck. We got Billy. We have Baba. We have
Peoples. Sorry, we're just getting lots of comments on that.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm not looking at the chat. I can only imagine.
Oh, man. I find it hilarious. So, yes. Yeah, get your functional drinks off my lawn.
There you go. All
right.
I think I had a pre-workout. Super greens. Yeah, very nice. All right, let's take a look here. So we have a bunch of Chinese tickers. Baba and Billy been very active off this list. They're probably going to be on my list again today. And I don't see the other ones. I don't see JD or PDD on here yet, but they usually make an appearance. Let's see what's going on there. So here's Billy. Yesterday, a bit of a sell-off. Not a clean start, but did trade better after. So after 10:30, did get a nice sell-off here. But again, the morning was a little bit rough. I didn't see Baba yesterday. I see a much cleaner sell-off, actually. So very clean here. Yeah, this was nice. This was actually pretty decent, and then gave you a bounce later in the day. Today, again, the gapping up 4%. This stock is, although you got a couple of red candles here on the daily, this stock is bullish, man. I mean, it is strong. Gaps up, so off a little bit. The following day's gapping even higher. So, and it's not just whatever's going on with China, but they also got the stuff with Apple as well with their new phones. Now they're making a cheaper phone to attract Indian customers and people in China because it's cheaper. So they want to attract that market instead of 1,015 or 1,500 phone. So they're trying all kinds of things to get this going. So yeah, Baba looks good. Will be on my list, Peter. Do you like Baba? I'm not sure if that's one of the ones you usually trade.
I don't usually trade it. Yesterday, it actually looked good. I like the way it was moving. It didn't give me entry signals, so I didn't actually end up trading it. But I was watching it all day just to see, if there was going to be opportunity I could take advantage of. But I said, that price movement was actually pretty smooth. So, yeah, it wasn't a bad trader yesterday. Interesting on our gap up list, we got a lot of stuff that's carryover from yesterday. That's always a sign of a fairly quiet market, right? When you just get yesterday's stuff recycled into the gappers list for today. So I've seen a lot of stuff through, well, that's been there, most of the week, and then especially from yesterday. So it's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. All right, so Bob will be on my list. You can look at Billy and some other ones, and I'm sure maybe JD will pop up here if you like those. Let's go to Quantum. Quantum has been treating me pretty well in the last couple of days. Let's look at QBTS I see here. I see IonQ as well on the list. QBTS doing some stuff this morning. They're up 5.3, 3.5 million shares traded. So that's looking really nice right now as far as the pre-market action, and getting back to some previous high before we had the NVIDIA CEO say something negative about Quantum. Well, not too negative, just far extended timeline, which investors do not like. And the other one is IonQ on here as well, up 3.61 million shares traded. Again, they're gapping up, but not as great. And the one that's been moving all over the place that gave us a hard time yesterday is RGTI. So these are all up today. They've been moving quite a bit, getting some volume over the last couple of days. I don't see anything that I love on them, but again, you just got to watch them. They're very explosive at the market open when they get volume. Peter, I'm not aware there's any actual news on these, just overall AI, quantum stuff.
Well, it seems like the entire industry is continuing to fight that single comment from Jensen Huang, the CEO of NVIDIA, and it's fascinating to me to watch all of the counterpoints everybody's putting out. So it shows the strength of his one comment that's got everybody scrambling. That being said, there are things happening. On Wednesday, Microsoft, so 2 days ago, Microsoft introduced Majorana 1. I assume I'm saying that right. Majorana 1. The world's first quantum chip powered by a new topological core architecture. Anyways, it's a quantum sort of based computer. At least that's how they're pitching it. And, it's people pay more attention when... huh?
How's my reaction to
when
that?
Microsoft... Yeah, when Microsoft releases it, that's always good because it supports the entire industry. Don't forget, Microsoft were the ones that at the end of last year declared this year, 2025, as the year of quantum computing. So they are, clearly had this in the pipeline or are planning to release this, notwithstanding the comments saying that it's years, if not decades away. So, I think that this is sort of a little bit of a counterpoint. The whole industry seemed to be rising over the course of the week, getting a little bit of lift from it. I don't see anything, there's nothing, no today news on it, but I think that good sentiment, like we know the volume are in these stocks. So, these just sort of feel like it's a hot trend area. So, the apes will continue to come back to it, right? Any little comment or reason for positivity will cause them to buy even more. So, you know what? If they're in play, as like I keep saying, I'm all for it. So keep going, Rigetti. You go Quantum or D-Wave and, pick whichever ones you like. Just keep an eye on them. Trade them if they interest you. QBTS, QUBT, IonQ, Rigetti, right? We know those are the primary tickers in this space. I just flip to them. I keep an eye on them over the course of the day just to see what they're doing.
Yeah. I'm gonna put a few of these on here. RGTI. I'm always looking at QBTS because we actually started a swing trade on this in our 11 o'clock thing. So we're in a swing on this one from 590. So let's see how that goes. But yeah, I'm just gonna watch these two. They can be very bad or very explosive. Just gotta keep watching them, and your timing has to be right. Back to our trading terminal list. Another one, SMCI, that's on here, also has been on our list plenty of times. But I gotta say, man, this thing has not been trading all that decent. And we were making fun of it yesterday because it seems like you have to trade this after 10:30, or 11. I think 11:30. Yeah. Before this, pure choppiness. 11:30 every day. Well, we're saying every day, but it's just the last 2 days. Just go long here. I mean, we did this was 2 days ago. Yesterday we did the exact same thing, like choppiness in the morning, and then 11:30 go long, right? That's a new strategy we're going to try out today, and I'm only just kidding, guys. Be very careful. But that's what it seems like. The morning on this is very rough, very rough, very choppy, and then boom, breakout. So let's see what it does today, but just be careful on that one. It seems like the market open doesn't treat it well, but the daily looks awesome. It's been moving. A lot of those moves are happening later in the day. So I like this one as well, Peter, on the list. Not sure if they have anything going on. just seems like continuation from their strong couple of days.
What is happening? Sorry, my computer's having a moment. Hopefully you can still hear me.
We can.
Okay, good. But yeah, well, so I still don't get this one. Don't forget, they are on the knife's edge. They have until, I'm just trying to check the date, the 25th, which is next Tuesday, right, to submit all of the outstanding financial reporting that is owed to the SEC to retain compliance with their listing requirements on the NASDAQ. Actually, I don't even know if it's the SEC or just the NASDAQ compliance officers, but they got to submit paperwork. So despite the recent enthusiasm, and despite the fact that, I know I keep coming back to this, but the CEO said that they're going to make $40 billion in revenue next year. You understand they didn't even make $30 billion this year. So to say $40 billion next year it feels like a little bit of a stretch to me. I feel like he's just making numbers, picking them out of a place that the sun don't shine. But I don't know, whatever. But there's a key date coming, right? Tuesday, we'll find out. Are they delisted or are they still a listed stock? So, the fact that it's rising into that wave of uncertainty seems very unusual to me. So, look, if it gives trading opportunity, like I say, go for it. But it's strange. It's a strange situation.
With that uncertainty to be up like this, it doesn't, I don't know. Somebody knows something we don't know. I mean, this is just madness. Why would you buy into this with that type of uncertainty? But yeah, it makes sense why I saw their name on the earnings calendar. I'm like, wait a minute, these guys just reported something, not their earnings, but reported something just 2-3 weeks ago. But they're on it again on Tuesday, so I guess we'll see. Should be fun, if not that day, that morning. So looking forward to that. But yeah, it doesn't make sense that they're moving up like this. Without that information.
Yeah. So Pop is asking a question. What happens if you're short SMCI and it gets delisted? Tough question to answer because there's a lot of conditions under, listing and delisting. And is it delisted permanently, right? They can regain compliance potentially later. They could go into a secondary market, trade sort of over the counter. It's tough to say. In theory, if it gets delisted and it's just permanently delisted, never to be seen or heard from again, you get to keep the money. Because if you're short, right, you've got the money and you're holding on to it, and you never have to pay it back. It's sort of like the stock basically went to zero, and you make the whole amount. But it'll take a long time for them to settle that, and for you to actually usually see the funds deposited to your account. So in the short term, basically that capitalized amount from your account will just get locked up for a while. If you're long, it's sort of, if it's the same, you've got a worse problem if you're long, by the way, and it gets delisted. Essentially, you could, again, it's sort of like the stock goes to zero. You lose 100% of that invested value, right? Again, maybe if it gets settled out later, sometimes people can buy the debt. Sometimes it can get listed elsewhere, right? So there's a bunch of conditions, but in the short term, it's like 100% loss on that trade. So yeah, you got to, whatever happens, I would not recommend, unless you're willing to really roll the dice and you've got a big enough account to withstand it, I would not recommend being in the stock for any period of time that would have you, stuck, because you could be stuck for quite a while. Like literally it could take years for them to figure it out and settle it if it gets delisted and they're unable to regain listing capability. So
not a situation you want to be involved in, that's for sure. Let's take a look here.
We should, for completeness, we should mention the other side, right? If SMCI miraculously submits all the papers and says we've done what we need to, and the NASDAQ exchange confirms that, based on how this has been moving, this thing could skyrocket, right? Like, they're just, again, I don't understand the enthusiasm, but based on what we've seen so far, right? Like if they check all the boxes and get confirmation of that, it could be a big day on Tuesday. So SMCI could be very interesting next week. I'm probably going to be watching from the sidelines because it's just, to me, like it's unmanageable risk. But it's there, so buyer beware.
Absolutely. The other stuff on our gappers list here is cryptocurrency. So we got coin or Bitcoin. We got a bunch of these on here today. Mara as well. We spoke about them, I think, about 2 days ago or so. They were making somewhat of an appearance, and here we have some movement today on coins. If you look at this intraday action, we're up 4.7, 1.1 million shares traded. We haven't talked about these guys much. Peter, what's going on with the overall coins today?
I mean, the Bitcoin price has been moving up, slowly here this morning. It's up about $1,000 from about 98.2 to 99.4 currently. But that sort of feels like a typical move for Bitcoin. Nothing exceptional there. I mean, they are pushing at that $100,000 mark again for the first time in a little over a week. So, I mean, that's good news. But other than that, I don't see a lot happening in the sector. It's usually weekends that this thing moves. So we'll have to wait till Monday to see what happens.
Yeah. All right. So I'm not sure which is the best one. Yep.
Andre 900 is saying that that the SEC agreed to drop its lawsuit against Coinbase. That could lift the industry generally. If they're wiping that potential action off. I see the coin jumped at 8 o'clock. So, all right, there you go. So that makes sense. Yeah, they got a big move, $10 move higher earlier this morning, and that could lift the segment a little bit. Yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah, how well is this going to track the market open? We'll have to wait and see. I'm not sure. I mean, they've been somewhat weak over the last couple of days. I'm going to throw them on secondary. I'm going to throw coins since they're the ones with the news. We'll put them on our secondary, and let's see how this looks at the market open when the heavy volume comes in. All right, let's stop here. And then you got a bunch. You got Mara. You got a bunch of other ones on here when it comes to Bitcoin that are rising based on this news. It's good for everybody, of course, that they won a case. Peter, what else do you have on your end that's gapping down, maybe not on this list?
Gapping up or down? Which way are we
going? Did I say down? I meant up.
You did down. All right. Well, the one that I was tracking in terms of earnings was VIPS. VIPS had earnings this morning. Looks like they had a good quarter. I always know that earnings season is starting to come to the end when VIP shops hits my my scanner. Which leaves us only, well, the big one we'd be waiting for next week, next Wednesday, of course, is Nvidia. They always report very late, right? One of the biggest reporting stocks out there. So one of the biggest stocks out there. So that'll be interesting next week. But VIPS for me always sort of signals the start of the end. Not a great trader. It gets volume, but I've never liked the way it moves. So it's looking pretty anemic this morning in terms of its volume, but it did have earnings and is gapping up. So other than that, seeing a lot of green this morning. So you can almost pick anything. Most of the Magnificent Seven are gapping up. In fact, I think they all are. I should group them together one of these days, but I've got them all alphabetical order. But it looks like they're all gapping up. The markets are up. Everything's up. So
this market continues to push higher. Even the SPY here hanging out just a few points below the all-time highs. And again, yesterday did very well, selling off and coming right back, and today hanging above that previous day close. On the gap down list on tradingterminal.com, we got a couple on here. Let's start with UnitedHealth. UNH is your ticker here, and these guys move a lot when they did they report? I assume they report, Peter, because when they do, they move heavily. We are down 12.5, 1.5 million shares traded. Very, very difficult stock to trade, but today's their day. If they're going to be in play, today's the day you want to have them on your list.
Yeah, so no, it wasn't earnings. In this case, the Department of Justice announced a probe into their Medicare billings. And as soon as the Department of Justice is investigating you, it makes investors reasonably nervous. So that came out earlier this morning that they're launching this civil fraud investigation into the company's business practices. I don't know, sort of interesting. We if you remember, there was some big news on these guys earlier with it was UNH, right? Their CEO that got assassinated.
Yeah, UnitedHealth. Yeah.
So, and that was a disgruntled, military guy based on their treatment. So it's interesting that the Department of Justice behind the scenes has been sort of following up and looking at the practices. Obviously, it's got to be a concern then. Again, if you're a shareholder, you might want to just get out of the way of this one. And it looks like some are doing that this morning. So this feels like it's in play. Normally, I would not be recommending UnitedHealth, but just with the public sentiment that was against them after that, like, normally, a shooting, or, well, how often does it happen that you actually get the execution of an executive in a company? It would create a little bit of sympathy, but in this case, it seemed to go the opposite direction, right? So, that notwithstanding, this Department of Justice investigation and lawsuit against UNH is definitely dragging their stock down, and I think we're going to see continued movement after the opening bell.
Yeah, man. Insurance is such a shady business, I tell you. All type of insurance is such a shady business, man. All right, let's get to it here. It's in play today, no question. I'm going to add it on my secondary list. I would like to watch it. Am I going to trade it? I highly doubt it. It's a very difficult stock to trade. But this news is heavy, so we'll watch it today. Might even move it up to the main list if we can. Let's take a look at XYZ. XYZ this morning, we are down 9.9, 500,000 shares trade. This is block. Does not trade very well. We've seen it before many times here. Peter, do you like this one? It won't be on my list, but they're moving today.
Yeah, it looks like they had earnings yesterday after the close. They missed on their numbers, and that's a big reason why they're dropping. I don't see a forecast for the next quarter though, so usually it's the forecast, of course, that brings them down. But I lied. Yes, their forecast is out, and it is lower than analyst expectations. So there you go. That combination, the 1-2 punch, missing your numbers and then lowering your forecast, is never good. So yeah, XYZ, yeah, moving down, in play. I don't know. I don't think I've ever traded this. I like their ticker though. I don't know why, but I do. But yeah, it doesn't look great.
Yeah, I'd rather leave space for some other things to look at here. Let's take a look at AKAM, and this is Akamai Technologies. We've seen them before on our list. They're down today 9.2. Not a great interesting stock, but they're down quite a bit here, Peter. Maybe some action today out of these guys. Their volume on the daily is extremely low, and I bring that up all the time because when you have this type of volume where you're barely getting above 3 million, for my breakout strategies, is there a really, really tough trade. I noticed that this is one of the things that I look for, and when you're just making that, it can be tough. Now today you are doing 500, almost 500 and change here. That could be a difference maker if we get the volume, but even looking at the pre-market action, man, it is not attracting me at all. Peter, anything on this? Maybe the news is attracting.
Well, they had earnings as well after the close yesterday, and like a block, they missed their numbers and they blame a sluggish economy to lower their estimates for 2025. So yeah, not good news out of Akamai. Yeah, like you said though, not a great trading stock. So they also like 4 different downgrades this morning. So yeah, it looks like even the analysts are jumping ship on them.
Yeah. All right. Don't like it. We'll leave it alone. Let's go to one that we all know and talk about quite a bit. Is Rivian. So Rivian down 8.6 this morning. Love the volume. 4.6 million shares traded right now. The day looks also very interesting. We're slamming into an area of great resistance in the past, and most recently support right on here. So that looks really, really nice. Peter, great pre-market activity. What's the latest and greatest?
Well, they got a analyst downgrade this morning. There's a lot of, it seems like there's a lot of review of their targets to determine how accurate they are and whether they're actually going to be able to hit their numbers. Their last numbers were good, right? They actually had good deliveries. They hit their targets. So, the business seems to be performing well. There seems to be questions in the segment as to how well they're going to be able to do. I don't know. I don't have a feel for this. The EV market is strong, so why the negative sentiment against Rivian? Could be that there's been some other competitors, I guess, that haven't been doing well. I think I heard the other day that there was a bankruptcy declared to one of the small EV players. So maybe that could be just carrying over to a little bit of concern. We know that the Chinese market continues to be very strong, but I mean, the U.S. has steadfastly refused to allow Chinese EV imports into North America. So that's been protecting the industry. But as was it Andrew or someone else was saying the other day, like I got to say, when I was like, when I've seen the vehicles, sometimes you see online reviews or other thing, like there's some pretty cool cars happening in China. Like I really feel left out that we're not getting advantage of these technological advances and just really cool cars. I don't know how reliable they are, to be honest, but they show well. Like the last thing I want is a minivan, but when they've got some of these minivans that they have kitted these things out, like they are like you were driving like a luxury home down the road, right? Anyways, it's just and
Is this yours?
well,
This
maybe
yours?
not that one. No, not that one. But there's some that they have cool features that we just don't have. Like, and then the combination of features you get in these things, like it blows my mind. Like I feel like we are missing out a little bit here. But anyways, that being said, I'm not sure what's driving the Rivian negative sentiment today. They actually got an analyst downgrade, like I mentioned as well. So overall, yeah, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of positivity in the North American EV segment this morning.
Gotcha. All right, friends, we'll stop here. That completes our gap up and gap down list this morning. Peter, anything gapping down today that we haven't discussed yet?
Let's see. We've talked about UNH. Yeah, that's one that I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye on. Despite, what did you call them, Carlos? A shady business?
Shady, yes.
You know what?
Shady,
I mean, to me, like the whole, especially in the U.S., the way the healthcare companies are run, they run like insurance companies. And insurance companies, it's a problematic business when your business is about telling your customers how you're there to protect them and you're here to help, but your business model is on paying your customers as little as possible. Collect the money, refuse to pay them as much as you possibly can. Like it's a very conflicted business model, isn't it? So anyways, but yeah, I'm gonna watch UNH because I think it'll be in play. Other than that, yeah, on the gap down list, don't really have much.
All right, there we go. All right, friends, let's take a look at what you guys have this morning. We'll start with our chat here over at Babel Traders. Let's take a look what you guys like. So far I see hymns is coming up again. I think I also saw that on YouTube as well. Just jumped on news. All right, let's see. Yeah, we're getting a little bit, well, not a little bit, we're getting some good movement here. Popped up to 72.44, and now we are dropping like a rock below the previous day close. So let's take a look at what's happening with the news here. We'll pull that up as soon as we have it. But that will put them in play today. So I'm going to go ahead and slam that into my primary list as well. I don't think I ever traded HIMS, but today could be a good day. Today could be a good day. Down 6.6. Volume is just pouring in. 700,000 on this 5-minute candle right now and climbing. So HIMS is not looking good at the moment.
What's going on? I mean, 2 days ago, they announced that I guess they're making some acquisitions here because it looks like maybe they just announced another acquisition. 2 days ago, they were announcing that they acquired an at-home lab testing facility. It looks like just a few minutes ago, U.S.-based peptide facility. I see some sort of news on the Twitterazzi here about acquiring a peptide facility. But I'm just trying to figure out, is that the same facility they announced 2 days ago, or is this another acquisition? I'm not sure. But Carlos, maybe this is our second weird one, right? Again, normally the company doing the acquiring drops after announcing an acquisition, and this one had popped up initially. Maybe this is what's happening because now that I'm looking at it, it's actually down about $6-7 bucks. So
it's dropping now. So if they're doing the buying, this is usually what takes place. But yeah, there it is. Getting a nice little drop. This will be in play. We just have to see it. Normally they get to a price and they just kind of settle out and are usually choppy for the rest of the day. But I'll have it on my main list. We'll keep an eye on it and see how it plays out. Coinmara search. Yes, I have coin on my list. That's the one with the news today. I might move this up to a primary, but coin is the one on deck as HIMS continues to drop here. Yeah, coin is the one with the news on their SEC settlement of some lawsuit there. So yeah, this is up 5%, 1.2 million shares traded. Looks good. I just not sure how well this news is going to trade at the market open when the heavy volume comes in. QBTS is on deck. I got a couple of quantum tickers, RGTI, yes, and I also have QBTS as well, both on here. Again, they're great scalping tickers, especially this RGTI. But if you really look at the details, man, this is a messy. This is yesterday's action, by the way. It's a messy chart. I mean, these candles overlapping the previous one every single time, very wicky. That type of stuff is not easy to trade, right? Now, to not go at them so hard here, a lot of tickers yesterday with the market were very, very choppy. So it's not just the overall market is not what it was last week or 2 weeks ago, where we're getting all kinds of really nice moves. We were kind of hitting somewhat of an exhaustion of direction, looks like, if you want to call it that. PDD, let's take a look here. PDD at the moment, we are up 2.9, 434,000 shares traded. Again, a couple of Chinese tickers up as well. My favorite one is BABA today. They got the most volume. You also have Billy as well with some decent volume. So I'm going to look at those two. You can definitely take a look at PDD or JD. Might also come up on the list. Tesla. There's always love for Tesla, DJ Mix. Let's take a look at Tesla here. Pretty flat. We got volumes 900,000, so not bad, but we've seen better, of course. And again, we're just stuck in this range on Tesla. Really have not been able to pick a direction here. Yeah, again, Tesla's always fun to watch. We'll throw it on the list here, but I don't see anything great on it, to be honest, at the moment. So we'll have to see. Anything else? PLTR, yes, I saw you guys mentioning PLTR. And again, they had the big drop. Oh, what did I do? I messed up something here. Okay, here we go. Oh, I hit tab. That's right there. I did something there, but we're back. All right, so PLTR here. If I look at the daily, again, we had a big drop there, a couple of points, and a bit of recovery in the last couple of days. Yes, it's fun to watch. 5.1 million shares traded. Again, this thing went down to 95, and look at the bounce yesterday. We're back over 105 now, 108. Yeah, this is moving pretty aggressive. Let's add it to the list here. I think this would be a great one for today. We just needed not to be as wild. I mean, it was very wild yesterday and difficult to trade. So we just kind of need to settle down a little bit and give us some good opportunities. All right, friends, let's stop here. Let's show you what's happening for this Friday. Head over to head over to bearbootraders.com. Click on webinars, and you can see what's happening for the next 2 weeks.
All right, well, let's start with today because like we said, been telling you, we've updated our schedule and have new stuff happening. So today we do have a webinar for you happening at noon. Sean is going to talk about weekly trade strategies, how you can leverage sort of a broader perspective on the market, and talk a little bit about execution. It's always good at the end of the week to review, how did you execute this week? How did you deliver on your trades? Did you do what you said you're going to do? He's going to talk about that, help you through any questions you might have, and give you some perspective on the market. So it should be a good session at noon for our lead members in the webinar room. Hopefully you'll consider joining Sean for that. Like we always say, we invite you to join us here in the chat room. We'd love to have you. BearBullTraders.com is the place to go. We've got a number of membership options, including the Elite Annual, which is still on sale, so still discounted there if you want to take advantage of that deal. No, Belge is asking, will the webinar be recorded? No, this is part of our sort of mentorship type series. These ones are not recorded. It's only the Tuesday and Wednesday night series sessions that are usually recorded and made available later. The rest of them are live. All right. So anyway, so those are those. And if you want to get information on the markets at any time, go to tradingterminal.com. It's place to go. It's got all the information you need, including the scanners that we use here in the morning, and you can use those throughout the day to tell you what's moving, especially on a day like today where you may not be sure exactly what you want to watch. You can use the scanners to give you an alert, or maybe join a community that'll help you, find things, because I find that they're always looking, they're always pointing out stuff that's moving. I get a lot of good tips and targets out of the chat room because get so many eyeballs out there. There's surely somebody watching the thing that's moving, and they'll let you know about it. So there you go. All right, let's set some levels, and then I'll let you know what our moderators. So moderators, I need you to get your lists in. I don't see many of them yet, and then we'll get going on the trading day.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, I look. If you look at this, guys, this is a really great tool. If you haven't tried it, please try. I like this setup where you could click on here and automatically the chart updates, and also whatever news comes out, you can see the stuff with the DOGE here coming up. I mean, it is really, really nice. You can customize all of this, so you can put your notes as well. Pretty cool. Definitely try, guys. It's the fact that this is free is pretty neat. All right. Let's jump into our list this morning. So at the moment, we have BABA, Rivian, HIMS, and PLTR. Let's start with BABA this morning. Let's do some levels here. They are up pretty nice. Again, I know the daily has been just taking off here. And they're just cranking, man. High of the pre-market on BABA this morning, 142.84. So we'll put a level there towards the bottom. We're sitting at 139.52. So that's a great one there as well. So we'll slam one. And then towards, if you look at the daily and the bigger picture, we do have the highs and lows for the last two trading days towards the bottom here. Previous days close as well within these levels. So I want to go to the left here. And I know we've been higher back in April. No. 2021. I'm not sure if it was April or not, but 2021. I'm going to look at the monthly here. Let's see if we can get some levels. Actually, monthly might be too much. Let's look at the weekly. That's cleaner. So on the weekly here, we clearly have a level right around this area, 156. There's another one that's lower too, right around 152.09. So let's see if we can get some kind of breakout there. Again, if you want to get even tighter levels, you can go back and look at the daily. But for the sake of time, we're not going to go all the way back there. All right, let's take a look at the next one is Rivian. So Rivian, after earnings last night, we are getting a drop of almost 8% here. And again, the daily just, here we go. Let's get the daily. The daily just kind of still within the range. Like we've been stuck in this range, 13 to 12.25 or so for a very, very long time. We broke out of it a couple of days ago, came right back into it, and now we're using that as support. Let's see if that's going to stick. That is going to be your low of your pre-market around 12.38, so we'll slam one there. And then towards the top, your previous day close pretty much wrapped around the high of the pre-market and also the highs and lows of the last two trading days. So within those levels, I'm going to mark a big level here, which is going to be 12.92. If you draw a line right on there, you can see how much, again, just the back and forth action, just the ping pong action here on these two levels, 12.92 and what seems to be around 12.38 are going to be good support and resistance depending on which way the price goes here. If we were to lose that, the next big level I see is going to be 111.91, and you can see that also being supported here going back into December and January. You can see a lot more touches right around that level as well. So there you have it. That's Rivian. Great volume today, guys. 5.3. This is really in play. I'm looking forward for this to trade well and give us some good opportunities. HIMS doing some more dropping, guys. We're down now 16%. Man, how low can we go here? 3.6 million shares traded. Definitely in play. We'll do some levels that are probably going to change as we move forward. Wow. Careful trade the pre-market. You saw that? 55 to 57 in a matter of seconds. So again, just please be very careful if you think this is something you want to trade in the pre-market. It is wild right now. So manage your risk accordingly. We have 55. 55 is the low of the pre-market there. Towards the bottom, there's not much. We had such a big day here going back into February 13. We're going to type in 46.52 there. It's a good level. And then we'll see. Let's see where it goes here. Again, very, very active right now. Let's see if this thing can settle down, if we can actually trade it. But pre-market right now is really all over the place. Let's jump on to the next one. PLTR. It's another one that's been it's been active, but it has not been easy to trade. I like to watch it because it can give us some opportunities here. Highs and lows of the last two trading days are doing a great job surrounding the price action, so I don't think you need to add anything else in there. We'll add the low of the pre-market to have it at 105, so we'll slam the level there, and then the high of the pre-market pretty much taken care for you. We'll go down to the daily, and let's see what else we have here. Right over here, 136, great level of support. We had this over the last couple of over these 3 days in this beginning of the month, and then above the price action. Now, if we can get above this area here where we have a lot of support and resistance, we'll be looking at a level around 112.13. There's a lot of touches, a lot of flirting going on there, a lot of days opening and closing right at that 112.13. So that looks pretty good with PLTR. Again, volume always great. PLTR seems to always have amazing volume. Can they trade well today as they get into the market open? And that covers it. So Peter, tell us what our moderators are watching this morning.
A lot of flirting, eh? A lot of flirting going on.
A lot of flirting going on. Yes, especially around the Valentine's Day that you could see all that happening. All right,
well, I will first take the opportunity to remind everybody that we have our summit coming up in Vancouver. It is our premier event for the year. It's really the only live event we put on nowadays. We used to do a bunch of smaller events. We've sort of combined it into this one major activity, and it's going to be fantastic. It's right at the end of March. It's in Vancouver, 29th to 31st. Hopefully you'll consider joining us there if you haven't already, because it's going to be a great event. Andrew's putting a lot of work into it. We've got, it's not only going to be educational, it's not only going to be community based, it's going to be a show. And I'm very much looking forward to it. So, in fact, we have some of the scripts and the sort of, heck, we got a whole run sheet this time for it. So it's a big professional production going on. So should be a great event. Hopefully you'll join us again for it. So check out bearbulltraders.com to get the information on the trading summit. All right, let's take a look at what our moderators are watching. Our moderators, I'll start with who's first in on the list. I think we got Lenny here at the top, who's first in. We'll be watching a bunch of stuff, including NVIDIA, SMCI, Coin, Rivian, UNH, and PLTR. Sean is watching the markets overall and Tesla. Mike is going to be watching Apple and NVIDIA. He's trading with PCT this morning. So working with that group over the boot camp. Nathan is going to be watching the Magnificent 7 and AMD. So is Avi. He says his Friday watch list, which is usually the same as his everyday watch list. Thor is going to be watching AMD, Coin, NVIDIA, and Tesla. Phil's got his eye on NVIDIA, Tesla, the triple Qs, and Apple. I've got one IPO to let you know about if and when it opens. I'll also be watching my usual, and I think I'm going to keep an eye on HIMS since it was moving in the last few minutes. Coin and UNH. Paris is going to be watching Celsius, CELH, HIMS, PLTR, BABA, and Tesla. Brian is going to be watching Tesla, NVIDIA, HIMS, XYZ, and Meta. Jared is going to be watching UnitedHealth, HIMS, Celsius, PLTR, SMCI, and AMD. And Andrew, in with his list, be trading live for you in mere minutes here with PLTR, HIMS, Celsius, SMCI, and BABA. So you can see a lot of commonality. We've got targets out there that are worth watching. So hopefully you've got something you can pick off of those lists for your own trading list. Whatever you do, trade smart. We've got a weekend coming up. You want to trade well so that you can say, you know what, I did what I said I was going to do, win or lose. That's more important than anything over the long run. So with that, we're getting ready for live trading here. Carlos, I don't see. Where's Brian? Where's Andrew? I know they're joining. I know they're out there somewhere. They'll be here. You're on mute, Carlos. Can't hear you.
I am on mute. Should I change this chair? This chair has been with me since 2018, man. Since I started trading. Somebody got on me. Oh, you got to change that chair. It's peeling off. It's been with me since I started trading, Peter. I don't know.
No, you need to do the poor man's fixes. You need a red Sharpie, and it'll be as good as
color
new.
It in.
Just color it in.
Do. Or I'm gonna put Megan's face on there because Megan was the one that
thing.
Megan was one that called me out saying you got to change that chair, Carlos. I'm like, it's been with me forever. I just can't go changing it. Yeah. We're going to figure something out there. All right, friends. Andrew and Brian up next, trading live with you guys here. We got a pretty good day right now for Friday. Some really exciting tickers. HIMS bouncing back. Just be careful, man. This thing is wild at the moment. But yeah, I see Brian. Sign is on, and he's ready to rock and roll. Good morning, Brian.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning. I don't know. Changing out the chair could be bad luck.
Could be.
Yeah. Carlos,
100%.
I highly recommend it. I mean, look, my chair here. Hold on, let me.
Yeah.
Let's see. See, you guys, anybody recognize this old Aeron chair? Look at this. Look at the handle. It's all ripped. I've taped it up. This chair has been with me since I used to sit on it in my office at Nortel in like
Yeah.
1998. So, this
I
thing, man. It's a classic. Don't get rid of
Paul,
a good
It's a
chair.
classic.
Paul on YouTube
It is a
says, like a
classic.
wife, just keep it. Nah, easy now. Easy. Wives are much,
Yeah.
much better than this. Yeah. All right, excellent. Brian, we'll switch over to you. What do you like this morning? And I'm sure Andrew will be joining in a sec. Andrew is in today. I see his watch this. Yeah, Andrew's ready to rock and
Yeah.
roll. So, all right,
He's out there.
perfect. Okay.
Yeah, I think we'll see what happens this morning. Guess 10 o'clock, we do have some news coming up.
Mm-hmm.
I believe we've got, what is it?
10
Existing
o'clock?
home sales, I think.
Yeah, Peter has
Yeah,
that
we've got
there.
some stuff coming up here. Let's check out trading terminal calendar.
Yeah, 10 o'clock, we definitely have some news. I don't know that it's going to have much of a market impact. It's been pretty light this week, but we do have the consumer
Right.
sentiment and existing home sales coming in. So, yeah, there it is.
Yeah, consumer sentiment can sometimes move the market around a bit, so we'll see what happens there. Yeah, things are. Let's see what's going on with. I'm going to share screen here in the chat room.
So fun over on hymns.
All
Was that
right.
it? Just got like.
Yeah, what was the news on HIMS? Because it really has been on fire.
It wasn't positive. It looked like they'd made another acquisition. They've announced 2 acquisitions the last couple of weeks. Looks like they're buying some testing labs. I
Okay.
believe that was the news, but yeah.
Crazy reaction on it. We'll see how
UNH
plays
feels
out.
like the bigger news that I think this thing is going to move at the open, but we'll see what happens.
All right. Good morning, Andrew.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested in XYZ. Being disappointed.
Good morning, everybody.
Good
morning, Brian.
Or Rising Devil. Good morning, sir. Are you in the haunted house?
I am in the haunted house. Well, yesterday, obviously, he wasn't happy that I'm here. So,
Hopefully.
Yesterday I had a really loss. So let's see. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Phil. Good morning, Tommy, Sean, Samir, everybody. Let's get something going on here. So HIMS is very interesting, and CLH Celsius. This one I think we traded in the past. This one has popped up very nicely. So CLH. Let's see how it's going to trade. China is still super strong. Baba is up another 5%.
Yeah, Baba was in the news last night. Something related in China with AI. Right. That's been on a rocket ship.
Yeah, I think Baba seems like it's more like a NVIDIA of us 2 years ago. It just keeps gapping up every day.
That would have been a really good swing trade.
Rigetti, piece of garbage. I'm going to delete that. Reddit, I don't like that. CLH HIMS. We traded HIMS in the past. This one was a pop at 9 o'clock. Was there an earning for HIMS at 9 o'clock?
I think there was something about an acquisition. Peter thought it was something to do with an acquisition on HIMS. So, the market didn't really like it. Usually the acquiring company goes down and the acquired company is usually being bought at a premium. So it's usually gaps up, just a typical, not always, but 9 times out of 10. see what we can see on the news here.
Yeah. So SMCI eventually went to 60. Remember, really gave me a really hard time yesterday, but it did go up to 60. Now, potentially SMCI looks like opening range breakup for the break of 61 as well. So I kind of like that one as well. FDA updated the semaglutide shortage status to resolve. Okay, so the situation is over there like this. It's a very interesting. It's a very interesting Friday. A lot of things are popping up and down. CLH
Seems like
sells.
maybe with HIMS, they're not allowing compounders with this GPL drug. Maybe that was one of their. Maybe that was one of their. It's about 10% of their revenue.
Yeah. All right. So, guys, everybody should
PLTR is
be able to
quite.
see my screen in the chat room. Everybody's in the chat room, guys. You should be able to see my screen live with entries and exits. Remember, YouTube, guys, is a little bit delayed. I think it's about 5 seconds delayed. So what you're seeing and what you're hearing is actually in the past.
All right. So yeah, I've still got some PLTR from yesterday. People talking about that in the room going into the close, still holding some.
Did you go long?
Yeah, I got long at 102.5 yesterday. Sold some into the close, but kept some.
Yeah, what's XYZ block? XYZ is the block, is the same old as a square.
Yeah, it's XYZ is block.
What kind of name is that? Why did they change it to this ticker XYZ?
I don't know. It's crazy.
This Jack Dorsey really lost it. What was wrong with the SQ? I know exactly, Jason. That's what I was wondering. What just keep changing this name? What's this ticker XYZ? Looks like a test ticker. Meta 700 SMCI. Yeah, SMCI is interesting. Let's see what the volume is. I think I like it. SMCI, HIMS, PLTR, Celsius, CLH, and BABA. BABA is a little bit more. I mean, you've got to. It's not really that much for scalping. It's really good for trend trading.
Yeah, it's been a great trend trader. Unfortunately, didn't catch that one.
OSRH news is coming on that. OSR holding. This one is like a penny stock. What's the OSR float? OSRH? OSRH. We don't have it.
No, Tesla's looking a little weak. Nvidia's looking a little weak. XYZ is popping up a bit.
What's the float at OSR?
Kind of like XYZ for Rising Devil. So see if it gives them a little pop at the open to short into it. Market's selling a bit here.
Does anyone know what's the float on OSRH? Doesn't look like it. It must be very low float. Anyone on YouTube knows that, you guys? Penny stock traders? 1.9 million on that. So it's pretty low float. Yeah, there's no also.
Yeah, it's about 2 million.
Yeah, we gotta be careful, guys.
XYZ is popping up a bit. Tesla's looking weak.
Yeah, be careful of guys with the low float stocks, like 2 million. These are super tricky. This OSRH is interesting. It's popping up, so we're going to be careful on that. CLH Celsius.
Hey, we're getting ready to do for the open. 10 seconds.
The daily chart on OSRH is a recent IPO. Oh, okay, got you. This is a recent IPO 3 days ago. Oh, market is open, guys. Ding, 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 ding.
Ding,
Let's
ding, ding.
see.
See what happens. I'm watching XYZ.
All right, guys. So I'm looking at Celsius CLH is up 31%. Let's see. Potentially if it
XYZ's
stays
got a
above
really ugly spread. Tesla's dropping.
PLTR doing. PLTR might stay close above the VWAP. Let's see.
I don't like that. There's no price action on XYZ at all. Spreads
PLTR
terrible.
potentially opening range breakout. So let's see PLTR. It's closing the 1 minute. Let's see if we can get a pullback. Oh, there you go. It's gonna go to 109, I think. Ah, shit! I didn't go down. Yeah, PLTR seemed pretty strong. Let's get if we get a pullback on PLTR. Yeah, PLTR would have been a very nice long. Let's see if we can get another entry on it. No FOMO. We're gonna get another opportunity. CLH UnitedHealth is popping up. 449. Yeah, UnitedHealth seems like it's bouncing back. Celsius is selling off. Brian, what did you trade? It seems doing.
I'm not in anything yet. I'm just looking at Tesla.
UnitedHealth. Yeah, UNH looks like it was popping up, ripping. Yeah, UNH was interesting. Closed above the VWAP. Yeah,
I just sold the rest of my PLTR from yesterday.
All right, I'm going to go long PLTR 108.17. The stop loss would be below low of the day. So it's trying to make a engulfing on 1 minute chart. It might be super choppy for that, but we'll see. Get a partial fill on that PLTR. Let's see. Stop loss would be probably below 107. Rivian. What's Rivian doing?
Rivian is popping up.
Yeah, Rivian is nice. Wow, how did I miss Rivian? Yeah, it's nice. Right, PLTR closed above the VWAP, guys, on minute number 3. My average is 108.21. Let's see if we can go for the high of the day. Yesterday, PLTR was super choppy. PLTR, Rivian is super nice. Yeah, Rivian is very nice. What's SMCI doing? PLTR is still in there as long as it stays above the VWAP. SMCI is very nice. Yeah, we're gonna get a good entry on SMCI. Could be a good long. Gosh, I wish it was 62.50. Yeah, SMCI is gonna go through 62.50.
Long some Tesla.
Tesla is coming green. Yes. Let's see if PLTR is holding.
Okay, I'm out of Tesla. That was rejection.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a long on SMCI as well, 61.60. See if in this, see if we can get another long on SMCI. We can put the stop loss at 60 below. Can I go small size on SMCI? Let's see if you can get a 5-minute open range breakup towards 62.50 on SMCI. Still long on PLTR as well. PLTR, I think, has the potential to, as long as it stays above the rewrap. Adding a little bit more on SMCI at 61.27. Put a stop loss on SMCI below the volume weighted average price, which is right now around 61. Same as PLTR. PLTR is getting a little bit more disgusting.
All
right, Brian.
Not really
Leave this
liking
with me.
much. I mean, I've had one trade so far on Tesla, and it really was a kind of a dud. Didn't
Let's
make
see
any
if
money,
SMCI.
didn't
Okay,
lose
there
any
you go.
money.
Both of them are going, guys. PLTR, SMCI, both of them are trying to go for the high of the day. I'm long in both of them. Again, I'm hoping that I can get a 5-minute opening range breakout with a very nice entry in that PLTR is trying to go. Let's see if you can get the high of the day on PLTR. Price action seems bullish. SMCI. Well, as long as they stay above the VWAP, it's good. I haven't partialed on PLTR or SMCI yet. I'm a little bit more concerned on SMCI. All right, let's see PLTR. I'm going to add a little more on PLTR here at 108.72 for the break of high of the day. So let's see. Anxiously looking at SMCI, see what's going to lose the VWAP or not. It looks like it's going to be a very choppy 5-minute on it. SMCI.
All right. Got short Tesla. See if we can break to a low of day here.
Ray, you're shorting Tesla?
I'm shorting Tesla.
So both of my trades are not doing great. Let's see. All right, so PLTR is dropping. I'm getting a stop out on
low here.
I got to stop on PLTR, guys. I'm stopping out on PLTR. That was a big loss. Let's see what SMCI is doing.
Here we go. Here we go. Let's just cover some more. As usual, I'm just trading the options, 350 puts.
Celsius got halted on the way down. Yeah. All right, I'm still long on SMCI, but most likely I'm going to get stopped out on SMCI as well. Because, yeah, it looks like it's really both SMCI and PLT are same pattern. Very big in the after the first 5 minutes.
I'm just covering some more of these puts, selling some more.
Yeah, I got to stop out on SMCI as well, guys. Yeah, both of them had a very nice open in the first few minutes and then lost it. So both lost. Sales is garbage. OSPH got halted as well. HIMS is down 24%. Did you short Tesla? Tesla is setting off.
Yeah, I did. I shorted it. You can see if you look at Bookmap, you can see why I shorted it. There was a seller at 355 who just tried to go higher here, lower high, and it's just started to leak off. This is the pattern I love on Bookmap.
Oh, perfect.
Okay, so
Yeah,
we have a big
PLTR
big
is
order
it's gonna go red. Yeah, SMCI
big
is
order at
coming back.
350. Yeah, I'm all out of my PLTR swing trade from yesterday.
Yeah, obviously PLTR, like, yeah, I don't blame myself for trading PLTR. What I do blame on PLTR is I should have partialed. I was waiting for the break of high of the day, just hit the high of the day. I didn't really break out of the high of the day, and that's what I blame myself. Same as SMCI, I don't blame myself. These two trades, I think they were nice trades. Both of them were strong at the open. Again, I had a big loss on both of them, but I don't really blame myself for trading. Maybe I should have partial. Like both of them, very similar pattern. Is it the same pattern as SPY? No, not really. Yeah, I think I blame a little bit of myself. Like I've been traveling for over 2 weeks, and I'm just mentally when you're losing the markets, like you don't know exactly the daily charts are. And it's been a long travel for me. I'm actually going back today to the office today actually. So it's a little bit, yeah, I blame myself a little bit on that. Yeah, PLTR is definitely squeezing there. Yeah, the last 2 days, like yesterday, I had a very big loss. Today also very bad. This place is haunted,
Hims
as
was
I
a
said.
Hims was a nice sort of rising devil trade. Hims actually was a
Yes, this one was
really
the FDA one, yes? This one was
yeah,
the
it's
FDA.
the GLP-1 compounders. All right. Well, I'm almost out of Tesla, but let's just see what it does here. It's coming back up to the VWAP and the 9 EMA. See if it. I think it's going to reject here.
CLH is also coming back up. It's interesting. I'm watching CLH. I don't have a trade book on CLH right now. It's sold off, got halted, and now it's climbing back up. It's up 25%. I don't. If it goes for the break of high of the day, I might actually take it long above the VWAP. But let's see. This is a very weird price action. I haven't seen any stuff gapping up and then on the way down. I've never seen that one. What's that? The penny stock OSRH is still halted, huh? SMCI, JD, what's Baba doing? Yeah, Baba is still strong. Baba might still climbing up today. PLTR went red, piece of garbage. CLH. Try to just get
Tesla.
some long CLH. I didn't get filled at all, actually. Yeah, I'm getting some long CLH at
New low day here,
32.59.
Tesla. Come on. Look at XYZ, you piece of crap. Oh well.
Apple, yeah.
Sure,
I'm
it's
long
just
CLH,
trading
guys. I'm
terribly.
maybe at 32.50. Let's see if it closes above the VWAP. PLTR is coming back up. Yeah.
Come on, Tesla, new low. Give me a new low here.
PLTR is interesting. Let's see what PLTR is going to do. Yeah, I'm going to get a long on PLTR as well. Let's see 106.71. Let's see if it can pop back up to the VWAP. Shit, CLH got halted. Damn. Well, I'm in CLH in halt. I got halted on CLH. What's SMCI doing? SMCI is doing that. Like I'm long PLTR, guys. Let's see. Shit, I got partial fill on that. Cancel the fills. 106.80. I don't know why am I getting a partial fills today. Does anyone get that? Does anyone have any issues? PR, PTR, Paris, the very nice short. Yeah, I'm getting just keep getting these partial fills. All right, so PLTR is closing above. Very nice. Oh, I like that. I'm adding a little bit more on PLTR here, 107.50. Yeah, Jason, usually, I mean, I'm not really taking that much of a position, but I mean, the liquidity on these ones are pretty good. All right, let's see if PLTR closes above the VWAP. PLTR. Let's see if PLTR closes above the VWAP. I'm in two positions, PLTR long and CLH long, and CLH is halted. So that takes about 5 minutes to open for you gap up. Usually when you're stuck in the gapping up is better. Gap that you don't want to usually go long and oh, perfect. PLTR is going up. Nice. Oh, beauty.
TR is
Go, go,
moving
go,
up
go, go,
again.
go.
I can't even have that on my screen. It should change. It's XYZ is terrible. It's taking up space.
Okay, I'm partialing PLTR. Let's see if we can make the losses back.
Nice. I'm watching
Brian,
Tesla. I don't
you hear
really
me?
like this price action. I'm still short a few puts, but I don't like the way it's putting in a bit of a higher low here. So I'm going to get out of it. It's going to,
Brian, can you
it
hear
feels
me?
like it's going to squeeze.
Mr. Pezim, can you hear me? I think Brian is
I can hear you. Yes. Yeah,
talking.
I can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, perfect. Yeah.
I can hear that.
Oh, PLTR
I hear
guys.
that
I'm
guy
long
saying,
PLTR guys. I'm actually adding more back on PLTR, 108.37. I think PLTR might go for the break of high of the day. So Yogesh,
who's
volatility.
that?
Yogesh is asking why price is being halted. Volatility. If you move more than 5% in 5 minutes, the exchange would halt for 5 minutes. And the goal is to just scare the traders, like remove too much volatility from the market. So PLTR, I added more back guys on it. I want to see if PLTR can go for the break of 109. Price action seems pretty bullish now. 5 minute higher, higher, higher low with the doji. Guys, if PLTR breaks the 108.80, 109, I die a rich man. I can make the losses back. Oh, let's go. I have a big size in PLTR. QUBT. Jason, no man, nothing, nothing called too much money. I'm in California, man. There's so much money in California. Like, I don't want to live in California. I feel like a poor man in California. Like, there's so much money in the Bay Area. Like, man, this US economy is just something else. All right, PLTR, let's see. I added more guys than 108. My new average in PLTR is 107.36, but I have a big size. Let's see. Okay, CLH is getting out of halt. I'm actually slowly partialing out on CLH. I don't want to get into another halt. Again, a partial fill. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, I'm all out of CLH, guys. CLH is a little bit out of my comfort zone. This volatility is just way too much. I made a little bit of money. Let's see what PLTR is doing at the VWAP. So it's doing a pullback now. It still looks strong. I'm adding a little bit more on 108 on PLTR. Yeah, I got out of CLH, guys. CLH is a little bit out of my comfort zone. Like I took like 10,000 shares on it, and this is way too volatile for having a big position. Let's see if we survive PLTR. Shit, PLTRs. Tesla. What are you guys doing with Tesla? Are you shorting Tesla? This seems super
Not,
choppy.
I'm flat on Tesla right now, but I'm trying to figure out which direction it's going. It rejected at the 20 EMA, but there seems to be a buyer here at 250, 251. And there's a seller at 252. So I mean, it's just fighting back and forth here. See who's going to win.
All right, PLTR lost the VWAP, so it's right at my break-even point, 107.50. I gotta get out of it probably. Yeah, I mean, let's see. Yeah, PLTR is right at my break-even point. I can get out of it, but
And I'm long
let's see.
Tesla. See here where it goes.
What's Rivian doing? Rivian sold off, huh? Block is a piece of garbage.
Ah,
SMCI turned out to be a super garbage
and
stock.
went right to the VWAP and rejected it. Tesla may not be tradable today.
It's kind of flat, Tesla. It's that really, I don't like the price action on Tesla. It looks like price at around here, 350 has been settled down with the traders
Yeah,
and
it
investors.
might just be might be a dud today.
Yeah. The only position that I have is guys PLTR, and it's kind of right at my break-even point. I thought that we're going to go break the high of the day, but it looks like it's really PLTR is also not having much of a strength, so I'm probably going to get stopped out on it. I have a fairly big position on it as well, so I think today is going to be another lost day for me. What time is it? 9:53. Yeah, I'm going to get a stop down on PLTR. It was a good trade. I just added way too much on it, and yeah, it's a big loss again for
AMD's
me. Yeah.
ripping back here. God,
Yeah, AMDL is. What's the daily chart on AMD look like? Yeah, it's 120. Yeah,
AMD's back
AMDL.
at high of
Buy
day.
some AMDL. Yeah, I'd like to buy some AMDL for long term. What do you think?
Could be a good
SMCI
long
is fine.
for a longer term trade.
AMDL is a 2 times leverage. Like it's a little bit more on a steroid. So I got out of PLTR, guys. I have no position right now. I have a very small win CLH and 2 big loss on PLTR and SMCI, unfortunately. Kind of got greedy. That's Meta doing. Meta is nothing. Baba, yeah, Baba is kind of, I think is gonna. So Harry, PLTR, the reason that I got out of it was, again, my second trade. If you see my screen, the first trade I got stopped out, and then it bounced back with a very nice candlestick at 943. I went long, and I was hoping to get the break of high of the day. And I had a really good entry and a good position and good profit, but I just kept adding it above the VWAP, and it really never break the 108.60 or and 109. So HIMS is shortable or not? So maybe there is no inventory on HIMS to short, Max. So again, for those of you who guys don't know my trading, when you want to take a breakout, like a PLTR, again, share my screen. Let me see if I have a pen as well. So when you are actually trying to take a breakout above the volume weighted average price, the loss of the VWAP should be your, line in the sand to get out. If you can, yeah. So see my screen for those of you who are in the chat room. So this the second I went long, I added more on the VWAP. I partialed some, but I realized that there is a potential for the break of high of the day. I added more, and then now we lost the VWAP at around 953. So I have no business staying up here anymore, because again, this blue line is the VWAP for me, and this is very important. If I want to get a consolidation above the VWAP is okay to essentially break out, but when you lose the VWAP, you have to get a stop down. Same thing in the first trade that I did. So I went long as soon as I saw this engulfing on 1 minute is happening. It did came down below the VWAP, but never really lost the VWAP. Never candlestick closes on that. Tested that, came up again. I added more, and then I got to stop that. And I'm happy that I got it. Then usually these drops happening when a lot of people are getting stopped out, or a lot of algos are getting stopped out, just because you essentially lost the VWAP. The VWAP is a very important indicator for day trading. For other style of trading, VWAP isn't really. It's more like an intraday indicator. Same as SMCI. SMCI, I took one trade on it. Again, it was just, a very nice entry would have been below 61, but I took, again, see my chart. And, I started position on that. We never really lost it. Went up. I should have partial around here at 62.40, but I didn't. I don't know why I'm just getting greedy. And then as soon as I got it up, it's not even greedy, like kind of my risk to reward. I was respecting kind of my risk to reward, like around 61.60. I had this stop loss at 60, and then I needed to 1 hour to start partialing. You need 1 hour to partial. And the problem is sometimes the price action, doesn't give you that R that you're expecting. Like these are really huge moves on SMCI. Like maybe I should have taken a smaller size, and I don't know, maybe giving it more time. But it's hard to think. But I don't blame myself too much on the losses that I had today. It's just part of trading. Yeah, rejection R3. Yeah, that's true. That's again, very good question. Sean says that like R3, 61, 65, these are the type of short that Thor does. Like for choppy price action, like Thor does very nice trading on when the price action is not directional. So it's essentially what he does is short at R3, R4 all the way up to the S3, S4. And he get a stop out if the momentum builds up and people like me start making money. But again, style of Thor, I never really tried to learn Thor trading because I'm more like a momentum trader rather than, non-directional trader. Has been okay with me. Like these kind of losses you can survive. Like yeah. So Dave from Connecticut. In this case, Thor took my money, and has been a lot of times that I took his money.
Who's that guy standing behind you?
Don't do that now. It's okay because in the morning was really. In the morning it was dark, man. It was really scary. Like I grew up as a Muslim. I don't practice religion anymore, but when I came this morning, I started every prayers that I knew when I was a kid as a Muslim. I said that like all the verses of Oran and everything. Like, just please.
Yeah.
No, now it's okay. Now it's okay. In the morning, it was dark, opening up, nobody's here, cold. Oh, it's perfect. Yeah, Audio,
XYZ looks
exactly.
like it's going to drop some more. Okay, we had some news. We had the sentiment come out and see what if we get any reaction here. Market just took a big drop.
It's John, exactly. John says, now you remember me, huh? I know what to do with you. Oh, man.
Well, market just dropped and came back up again. That was a pretty crazy move. That was consumer
Yes.
sentiment, I think, and maybe home sales. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
SPY is giving
consumer
some great
sentiment
price
can
action.
move the market.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the IWM doing? Should we buy some TNA, Brian? IWM's fine, yeah.
Wow, huge spike on SPX calls, puts, I should say. Market's starting to sell off again.
IWM. Is it the number inflation expectation that came out?
It was consumer sentiment, I believe.
Consumer sentiment. Michigan consumer sentiment 64. Macroeconomics news. Like, what does it mean, consumer sentiment? The consumer don't have enough.
I think they just pull people, and yeah, there goes XYZ.
Oh, so XYZ is selling off. It's
Yeah,
the Jack Dorsey
there's
companies. This is Jack Dorsey company, huh?
yep.
Yeah, it's doing pretty good actually. Went up to 200, huh? PLTR is super like range bound right now.
Hello.
What is that? I think it's like OSRH. Yeah, went up all the way up to 7. Now it's getting hot. Yeah, so see the problem with OSRH is it's just every 5 minutes getting halted, and these halts, and now it got halted on the way down. They're very tricky, like very very difficult. You don't want to get, if you're long, you don't want to get halting to the on the way down. On the way up, first and twice halt is okay. Like that's how Warrior Trading Ross trades. I learned that from him. Like when you're actually trading penny stocks on the way up and you get halted, it's much better when on the way down. It's tricky. You don't want to really get halted on the way down. So right now, for example, OSRH is really, you gotta stay away from it for the long because it looks like really. Yeah, Chris, it's a very big election in Germany. So the German government has been really crippled for 2 years. So SMCI long. I'm long SMCI. I forgot to say that. I'm gonna take an SMCI long position here. Came above the VWAP. I'm gonna get some long on SMCI at 61. Let's see if SMCI looks like it wants to go back to R3. So I'm long SMCI. Fucking partial fields today. I'm long SMCI at 61. It looks like it wants to, might go higher. Yeah, very nice trade on SMCI will. It's just popping up 3%. SPY kind of settled down. Yeah, market might be range bounding for some time.
We've been selling right from the open here. Qs and the SPY. Definitely a bias to the downside here. The SPY is very methodically following the 9 EMA is very methodically following the SPY down here, trending down.
Yeah, I'm long SMCI guys at 61. Let's see if that SMCI can potentially break out. I mean, it's up 3%. Daily chart is strong. John is taking breakup high today on BABA. Oh, I can't wait to be back home, guys. Like it's been two weeks, more than 2 weeks, almost 3 weeks on the road. I want my home. I want my Lamborghini. Man, I can't believe that I'm paying so much money for a car that I don't use. Like a fucking idiot.
Does that mean I have to take it back to the park? It's parked in front of my house now. I guess I better return it before you get back.
Yeah, I stopped using my car. Give it back. Well, you gotta pay for it. With these losses that I have to go back to Toyota.
Okay. Okay, I'm short
Nathan.
the SP. I'm short the SPX. Here we go. Scary trade.
Do you hear this background noise in the house? I think it's the.
What's that?
I hope it is the AC. Let me turn off the AC.
All right, I'm just gonna sell to SPX puts as we go through $20. Long the 6105 puts.
Oh,
There's 21 on them. Nice. I kind of felt like we were going to retest this low here that we hit. All right, that's it. Done like dinner.
Ryan. What's VO trading at? VO is at 5 minutes. Brian, if I want to sell covered calls on VO, what do you think?
Yeah, you could if you wanted to hold the position for sure.
They don't get any. I don't get it. Like there is absolutely no.
There's no premium in it.
Yeah. Like I know, for example, for the end of February, like what's trading at 555, 60 now. End of February, 570 gives you 20 cents. I couldn't be kidding.
Should have taken a reversal on this trade here, on this SPX trade. This was a perfect area for the SPY to bounce. Right at S4, right where we've touched before, about 10 minutes before we hit this low. Damn, missed that trade. Wow.
Yeah, SMCI, I'm still long on SMCI. I want to see what SMCI is doing. Although we're getting into a time that's a little bit tricky. SPY is bouncing back from S4, yeah.
Yeah, it was a perfect bounce off S4. That's right where I covered. I don't know why I didn't think about reversing my trade there. It was right at a prior bottom.
Meta is up, SMCI.
That would have been such a nice trade. Could have got like a couple of bucks on those SPX calls. Oh. Went from $6 to $9. And anyway, so we're see what's going to happen with the Qs. We're through the VWAP on the Qs. Let's see if we can stay above there. SPY is above the 9 EMA right now, so can maybe breaking downtrend.
Getty is a nightmare. I'm still long SMCI, guys. I want to see if SMCI is slowly kind of break this pattern. Stays above the VWAP in 5 minutes and 1 minute. Anyone?
Tesla's kind of breaking out here.
Tesla to the long, yeah.
It's going back to PDC. Just be careful here. This is not the place to enter Tesla. Well, this HIMS is just like a disaster here.
Who's a disaster?
Him or XYZ, I should say. Just kidding. Just Jack Dorsey is losing money today.
Yeah, he was a good man, Jack Dorsey.
He was a good man.
He was a good man.
Okay, let's see what the SPY does here. We're kind of stalling out. Qs are pulling back now. Look at that. It went through the SPY, or went through the VWAP, but couldn't get through the 9 EMA.
All right, let's see what SMCI is doing. I'm still long SMCI, guys. As a matter of fact, I'd like to add a little more on here. Let's see if it looks like at least we go to quarterly. XYZ setting off. Rivian. What's the news on Rivian? Was the earning Rivian?
Yeah, we had earnings last night on Rivian, on Block. And Melly, I haven't seen what Melly is doing.
Is
Mercolibro. Yeah, Rivian kind of disappointed, I think, on their earnings. I didn't hear what the numbers were.
coin.
Okay, so we're pulling back here on the SPY again. Let's see where it lands. Put in a double bottom, maybe a higher low. SMCI is just kind of chopping.
I know, and I
Is it
mean it,
really,
unfortunately. And unfortunately, I'm there, man. It's just getting choked up all the time.
Yeah, everything's gotten really choppy today. This has sort of been typical Fridays for the last couple of days, for the last couple of weeks, I should say. I mean, Nvidia is a dog's breakfast of wiki small candles. Tesla tried to break out, couldn't do it. AMD is kind of the same as Nvidia, just some wiki candles hanging around one level. Same kind
So
of
my
same with SMCI. It's just hanging around. SMCI is just kind of hanging around the VWAP. I think XYZ is going to lose 70 here. It's big orders still eating away at them to the downside. Yeah, if you look at Bookmap, if you look how the order book cleared out just before the release of these numbers, 7 o'clock, look how it went completely empty. You can see here, there's all these orders leading up to 10 o'clock to the release of the consumer sentiment number and homes, I guess, host sales. You can see how they just cleaned the book right out. All the institutions pulled their orders down, waiting for this number and see what the market reaction was going to be. And then they come back in again 5-10 minutes later, then layer the book back up again. Always interesting to see how that works.
RGTI. Yeah, let's get some question, guys. Let's see what's happening with the market. Any question, guys, in the chat room? Yeah, today's a very choppy day. Like XYZ is gonna break the 70, as you said.
Yeah. I think HIMS might be a good swing trade.
HIMS for long.
Yeah, maybe.
Isn't it gapping down? Like you want to take a bounce? Oh, yeah. So this one was running up from 20 to 70 and then bounces back. Yeah. Yeah, Brian, XYZ lost the 70, your favorite
Yeah, I
company.
kind of figured it was going to. The book looked really bearish, and so did the price action.
Um, yeah, SMCI probably gonna get stopped out on it soon. Yeah, all right. So I'm gonna get a stopped out on SMCI, guys. So yeah, my trading days are over. It seems like it.
SPY is trying to. It's just hanging around here right now, but it's trading below the 9 EMA again. But it doesn't seem like there's a lot of heavy sellers either. So we might just we're in no man's land right now. I'd watch to see if it can make another move back up here through the 9. And then it'll have to contend with the 20 EMA. If we can get above there. Still, SPY still looks weak. Yeah, no price action at all. Like look at like Nvidia's chart is just horrible. No direction at all. Same with pretty much same with Tesla. Yeah, SMCI just lost it. A good example of why you need to honor a stop. You can't keep sticking with something. So SMCI right at PDC now could bounce here. Pretty meek bounce so far. Oh yeah, Tesla's rolling over here a bit too. So I don't know. There's a buyer right here at 351. Just keep stepping in. The Qs are at low of day now. Back at low of day. PLTR selling. SPY's back at low of day. Right at S4. And do or die for the SPY right now. Next leg down will be 607 on the SPY. That's yesterday's low. And we're breaking some of the bit of the trends on some of the stocks here. And as the markets go lower, Nvidia is starting to roll over. See if the SPY holds here. Okay, well, I'm not in any trades right now. We'll just see if we can find at some point, maybe we find a bottom on this selling. SPY definitely is looking like it's heading to the 607 level and probably going to bounce there. But again, the trend is lower. Here we go, another leg. Okay, I'm trying a bit of a long here. On the SPY. Oh, here we go. Took a quick scalp there on some SPX calls. But it looks like we're still hitting lower. So I was just was looking for a quick move there. We still might hold here. This level on the SPY is yesterday's low. So wow, a lot of the stuff's rolling over here. Tesla, Nvidia, AMD. Tempted to go long again, but I'm not too late. Too late. All right. 6120 for on the SPX. 6100 now. Oh, look at that. We lost it. We lost yesterday's low on the SPY. As I said, when you're taking bounces on a downtrend, you just got to be aware that it's you're there for a good time, not a long time. Because we're definitely still in a downtrend on the markets. Qs in the SPY, a lot of red on the screen. Meta screen. What do you know? Bond prices, the longer term bond prices are up today, so I guess that means yields are down. Wow, they've been moving up. They moved up quite a bit around 10 o'clock there. 9:45. Hmm. Could we bounce here somewhere? This is definitely only a red day in the markets. Yeah, Tesla would have been a nice short up when things started to really roll over. There was a big order sitting here at 350. If we look on book now, let's see where some other orders. There's one here, just we're getting into it now, 340, 348.80. There's another big order here at 345. This is yesterday's low on Tesla, so watch for a bounce here. Maybe we should play this for a bounce. See what
Wow, Tesla is selling off really hard, so that's good. Might potentially get a bounce on it on S4.
Oh, what's that?
Tesla.
Yeah, that's what I was. Well, I was thinking right here would be for a bounce because this is the yesterday's low.
Yeah, Tesla. Yeah, I mean, I'm okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
I'm okay. I just had a bad loss today again, same as yesterday. Congratulations to my account.
markets are bouncing a bit here after that big sell-off. Yeah, I don't like the order flow on Tesla. It doesn't even look like it's going to hold here. It's look like it's heading right for that 345 level
What's
next.
S4? What is the S4 on
S4
that?
is 344. Look at that.
344.
Didn't
Oh,
even bounce.
yeah. IWM. Daily charts. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, liquidation starts on Tesla. Tesla is getting liquidated right now.
Yeah,
Let's see.
crazy. Look at it's going. It is going. Uh, damn. Would have been a great entry back up or just above 350. This is this pattern I love to see on Bookmap. Kind of see this series of lower highs, and then it just starts. You can just see it starting to leak off. Big order right here. Big order, another order that we had here got filled. Now we've got another order here. Can't get them all.
Yeah, Tesla is gonna sell off really, I think, seriously right now. Let's see. From the highs of 480, now 340. So Tesla is kind of in a bear market right now because it's moved down more than 20% from the highs. Yeah, this is some serious selling going on. Holy shit, yeah. Yeah, Tesla is definitely gonna go.
I'm sure I
S4.
just shorted a bit of it just because I'm feeling FOMO.
Yeah, this is definitely. The question is a little bit risk to reward is a little bit tricky, but the market is
Oh,
definitely
it's
selling up.
terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible. I know this is a FOMO trade. Don't do, don't do what I do. I'm just looking at this nice juicy 345 order here. Might bounce before it. All right, I'm going to get out of this, get out of some here anyway. I'm getting out of the rest of it. I don't know if it's probably going to bounce first.
I want
If it
S4.
does
If it gets
bounce, it might be.
S4, I'll go to
We get a
344.
bounce
I'll
here.
get TSLL at
We get a
S4.
bounce here. I knew we were going to get a bounce here. I could just tell.
Brian, the man who knew everything. 340, well, 344 S4. Let's see. I might scalp Tesla at yeah, Ross handcuffs. You're right. I mean, not very aggressive. Like I had 2 bad days. Not super aggressive, but potentially Tesla. Let's see how the price action is gonna be. Like right now, it looks like an extreme sell-off. 344 is S4, a potential quick bounce on it. Looks like Tesla is gonna stay weak for the day.
The markets are bouncing a bit here. Again, we're still in a downtrend, guys. So don't get all excited. Don't get excited yet.
John. Yeah, I don't think it's like March 2020, but Tesla is setting up for potential bounce. Yeah, I'm waiting for it now. It's like again, 5 minutes is super bearish. Um, I don't think it's traded. I don't think it's trade war. Um, it's just the normal. Like a market is like a 1% down below all-time high. Like, what's the situation here? Like, it's just very normal. Like all-time high is at 613. It's not really a 606. It's not that bad. It's just a normal pullback, testing the moving averages. There's a lot of discussion about the future of the growth of the market. Like, is it gonna grow like this all the time? Um, no,
Nvidia
markets.
bounced off S3. Well, see, look at that. Called that. See, got in and out of that Tesla short. Knew it was going to bounce.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like markets, I think it's a little bit too um, early for Tesla for a bounce, but let's see if we can actually get a double bottom. I think Apple is getting a little bit of a boost from China as well. If the Chinese economy is bouncing back, because Chinese economy after COVID was really struggling and lagging. Like Apple sales in China is huge. So if the like it looks like JD and Baba are positive, like generally good news coming out of China in the last couple of days. So one of the reasons that Apple is holding up is probably because optimism toward China economy. Um, but again, they're discussing two different things: as a long-term trader or as a scalper. As a scalper, I'm looking for a Tesla to reach to a very reasonable area for a bounce, which would be S4 at around 344. I'm looking at it looks like it found the bottom and now it's going to go and test the bottom again. 5 minute is still super bearish, but let's see if we actually make a new lower highs or not. But as an investment, I think this volatility of the up and down of market is part of it. You don't get like every day all-time high market. It always goes up and down. So there's nothing to be worried about in the overall market right now. I don't think there's any systematic risk on the market. It trades a little bit overvalued, but it's not in the bubble territory. Like S&P 500 average PE right now is at 25. Historically, it's around 20. So it's a little bit trades at the premium, but it's not in the bubble territory. All right, so Tesla tries to close that candlestick 5 minute 1035 without making a new low, but I'm not convinced for short or long.
Yeah. Still that big order sitting there. I don't know. We'll see. The markets seem to have found a bit of a bottom right now. Tesla's still in a downtrend. 9 AMA is still sloping down. We're flattening out on the SPY and the Qs, the moving averages. So maybe, again, maybe we're finding a bit of a bottom here.
SMCI went red too. It's a too big trade on it, too loss. PLTR is also red, yeah. VOO is down. SPY and VO. Yeah, I can see like a SPY and VO, guys. The price action is completely the same. It's totally equal.
Yeah.
They're essentially the same thing. Tesla.
Nvidia is trying to hold here. It bounced off S3 and it hasn't really retested that area. It's doing sort of stuck between the 9 and the 20 EMA.
Coin in red. Crypto is at 97. SMCI is garbage. Meta is holding 695. Still Rigetti's. Every pop in Rigetti is being sold off. Like every time that it pops up, it's just being sold off.
I think the old quantum has kind of died. That whole mania.
Yeah,
But Microsoft kind of got a bit of a pop on their news with they had developed a quantum chip. Look, and now we're heading low. We're retesting the low of the day on the SPY and the Qs here.
which is good. Means that Tesla potentially can go a little bit lower. All right, Tesla is going to test the low of the day. SPY is selling off. Yeah, Tesla is breaking the low of the day. That's what we wanted to.
That was that 340, that 345 level had just needed to get filled. Some orders there. And now the next big level of orders is at 340. I don't know if we're going to make it there.
Wow.
Well, the Qs and the SPY just took another leg lower here, and now we're bouncing off of. Now we're gonna hit yesterday's low on the Qs.
Yeah. Tesla's definitely got to 3244. MLGO is very interesting. It's up 264%. What's the float on MLGO? Does anyone have the float on MLGO? Roy, you have it.
What is it? MLGO?
MLGO, yeah. 6.4 million. Yeah, it trades a little bit better.
Microalgae.
Yeah, microalgae, 350% up. Don't laugh, Brian. It's up 350% is in the last 2 hours.
Huh. It's funny. It says when you look back in the chart, back to the summer last year, it was says it was at like $500. I think obviously they must have done some kind of a consolidation, share consolidation. It's only got just under
Yeah,
10 million float.
it's a reverse split. They had reverse split for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, they must have done like 100 to one share for 100 shares or something like that.
Yeah. Well, Tesla bounced back from 345. Yeah, MLGO looks like a shortest squeeze as well. So
Yeah, you could see it. They filled that order, that 345 order, and now it's bouncing back there. Again,
yeah,
this kind of looks like a bit of a Pearson fail on the markets. The Q's bounced right off of yesterday's low. Just like literally almost looks like it went to the penny. We might get a bounce here.
yeah. I hope that Tesla can test S4. I'm seriously hoping. MLGO is still super strong. 920 maybe on MLGO. Brian, does 920 works also on this lower price stock, lower price, lower
Yeah,
floats?
I can't say that I know because I haven't really watched it before. Let's see. Come on.
Yeah, this 345 levels very interesting. SMCI is CLH is coming back up. Yeah, and Block XYZ super bad. You said Block was the earning, yes? So Jack Lewis.
Yes. Yeah.
And yeah, it's holding 40. Ryan, what do you think about selling some Tesla today? Are you in this with me
Selling puts, like for what expiry?
today?
What today? Like at a zero DTEs?
UNIT for
Are you
350.
talking
How
about
much?
like end for the end of days?
Yes, like we said, 340, 86 cents.
Let me just look here. 83 cents. Um, hmm.
What time is it? 11. Today's
What's
80
the
cents.
ATR on what's the ATR on Tesla?
I actually don't know. Somebody help me. And yeah.
Well, it's definitely 340 is definitely should be some support. There's a trend line there. Um, hmm.
335, 26 cents.
It's bouncing back.
ATR is 17 on Tesla. Thanks to G. Kevin.
HOLO is another interesting, could be another interesting swing trade. $20 million shares, 30% short. If you like taking a bit of a gamble. I think Tesla's come back up after that. That was pretty
It's a nice bounce.
decent. It almost got to S4, eh?
Yeah,
Not
I
quite.
was ready to buy at 344, but it really never got that.
Yeah. Once it filled those orders at 345, it kind of decided to move back up. Nvidia's kind of finding some buyers here too. So still, it's got to contend with the VWAP, which is going now here.
Yeah, now Tesla is bouncing back very nicely at 349. Yeah, that was unfortunate. What's IWM doing? IWM is still selling off. TNA. What about some TNA, Brian?
Well, we've been selling a lot. It might be about the right time for sellers to take a break, take a coffee break.
Take a coffee break on.
For selling stocks. Maybe the buyers will sneak in here.
I don't know if IWM goes below 220, I might buy some TNA. IWM looks like it's found a range from 217 to 230. If IWM sells off a little bit more, I might actually start building a TNA position. Um, yeah, Tesla, we missed the opportunity for a reversal on that. Yeah, Sammy, the problem with TNA was so I put everything that I had in TNA, like all my life in TNA, and I held it for 6 months. I was a 6 months drag trade, and the market dropped like 20%, and my TNA went up 60% down. So this TNA position is right now that and it was a different environment. Like in that time was the interest rates from 0 went up to 7%. Obviously, it was 250 days of bear market, and right now the market is just rotating up and down, or fluctuating. I don't think there's any systematic risk to the market. If anything, is with the peace in Ukraine that is underway, like a lot of European stocks are moving up significantly. So IWM, it looks like has been found, from mid-December, kind of moved, fluctuates, oscillates from 214 to 230. So toward the low of that range, if you build a position for a bounce, and you can always, if the things has changed, you can always get a stopped out. I'm not going to hold that position probably for 6 months.
Hmm. Yes, we're still trying to find a bottom here on the SPY.
IWD is still making lows by. Yeah, Tesla bounced back very nicely. Let's see if it hits this for PLTR. Very disappointing. Very disappointing. I'm very, very disappointed from PLTR in my life. What's Hood doing? Hood is doing really well. Like retail trading is back. Like Hood is 54, went up to 66. Yeah, Robinhood after earning had very nice selling off now. But again, after November, Hood from 23 all the way up to 68. Like it's 300% growth on Robinhood. XYZ, yeah, XYZ is also selling off very nicely.
Yeah, it's still dropping.
Oh,
Still trying to find a bottom here on the SPY.
yeah, XYZ is going down. IWM is still going down. 221. Oh, the humanity. God, how did you make that? Oh, humanity. Spot. So Excel 30. Microsoft coin. So we're getting in toward the 11. I think Thor is coming at 11
Yeah,
in the chat. Do we have Paris and Avi for options trading on
I
YouTube?
think we might.
Yes. So Dracula, so for the TEDx, Paradox is sold out. So I think on the website we had that. So there are Westin nearby, there is Marriott, and there is something called Pinnacle. These three hotels are pretty good. I think most of the people are staying in that. Um, and I think they're probably even cheaper than Paradox. Um, Marriott, Pinnacle, and Westin. Yeah, these are all hotels. They're all nearby. Um, and I'm actually living just across all of this. Like it's all 1 block away. My apartment is also around that neighborhood. So if you see a Lamborghini drives, brrr, it's either me or Brian. Um, yeah. So yeah, thanks for coming, Dracula. Hopefully you're not the real Dracula, but um,
Might be able to use them there.
hopefully you're not coming from Romania. What was the city of Dracula? Transylvania. Hopefully you're not coming
Transylvania,
from Transylvania. Hopefully you're not coming from there. Hopefully you're coming from.
which is actually close to Romania. I was traveling over there once, and I was thinking about going to, because I think you can go to the guy's castle.
It's part of Romania, I think. Huh?
Yeah,
Yeah, it is part of.
it is. Yeah, I was in Romania. It was very interesting. You see BMW people driving BMWs past, going past people in in a cart being pulled by a horse with a bundle of sticks in the back. It's like, see, talk about wealth disparity. Okay, I'm just long this SPY here a little bit, just class trade, getting a nice bounce here.
Yeah. All right, Paris, congratulations on your money show. Paris had a really amazing money show presentation. It was actually a money master. It was like sold out over 100 people. So congratulations on that, Paris. You did a great job on order flow trading. And Paris is coming also to Vancouver, so he's going to have a workshop on order flow and trading. So Paris has been really building a name for himself into trading and investing community. So congratulations. So yeah, if you're coming to Vancouver, you meet Paris in person. Paris is having a workshop. Thor is also having a really nice workshop on VPA. I'm actually super excited. Every time I learn something new from Paris and Thor. So looking forward to see you guys in Vancouver. And again, guys, I hope that you join us for Vancouver. I mean, usually it's 2 days, but we made it 3 days this year with the TEDx. TEDx is more like, it's workshops for 2 days on live trading can be a little bit tiring, but TEDx event is going to be so much art performance, so many, we have a lot of local artists coming. So there's a lot of entertainment involved in that, plus, 6 to 8 minute TED Talks. And I noticed that a lot of people coming from out of town, from different continents, and they stay a little bit longer. So we might as well, since you're coming, you might as well just have a 3-day conference. And Saturday is going to be the full TED Talk with, and it's not only talk back to back, I guarantee you. Like I paid over $25,000 just for the artists and shows and performances and everything. So we go all the way up to 6 p.m. and then we have the dinner, gala dinner. If you want to bring your spouses, you can also bring your spouses or partners. And then after that,
Right, I'm going to drop off here. So yeah, it was not an easy day of trading. If you struggled a little bit today, but were some opportunities if your trade book fits some of these setups. So Monsieur Andrew, we'll talk to you later. You said you're coming back on the weekend. I think we've lost him. All right. Take care, everybody. Dropping off here, and someone will be back. Someone will be on. Wow, big sell-off after that pop.
hello, do you have me back, guys? Yeah, sorry, I don't know what happened here. I swear to God, there's a ghost in this house. It was the ghost, yeah, I know. So, yeah, anyways, well, thank you guys. We're going to hand it over to Paris and Avi. And again, looking forward to see you guys in Vancouver. Really, really looking forward to Dracula. But definitely this house was haunted. So, I mean, I lost a lot of money today, and yesterday. Today, Sean is having a webinar today. What time is webinar, Sean? Sean, what time was the webinar? Like, just mentioned that. Stop again. 12. Okay, so yeah, 12 guys. Webinar room for all the elite members, guys. Sean is one of our really good traders, trade 0DTE. And yeah, looking forward to that. So I'm handing over chat room to Thor and YouTube to Paris. And I also have to really wrap up and move to the airport, guys. Have a good day, guys. Cheers.
All right, guys. Hello, hello. I'm gonna disconnect from our chat room, and we're gonna continue over on YouTube with Paris and Avi. Good morning, guys. How you doing?
Hey, Carlos. Hey, Paris. Good to have you back. I don't think we can hear Paris. Carlos?
Let's see, Paris. Can you hear us? I see his audio's coming in. Let's take a look here. Okay, Paris, check now if I got audio from.
Getting feedback here.
Yeah, that was me. I had to turn off Thor in the chat room. Yeah, Paris, I don't see volume coming in from you. Make sure you clicked on the link.
Can you hear me?
Now we could. There we go. Yeah.
There we go.
Probably was in mute, but yeah.
But I still get an echo. Not sure why. Oh, I think I know why. Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yep, nice and clear. You hear us?
Perfect. Hey, Avi. Yes. Yeah, I think I had my YouTube sound on, so I was getting an echo 2 seconds later.
All right.
So, how are you?
Good, man. Good. Great to see you again. Great to have you back, and congrats on the presentation in Vegas.
Oh,
Great
thank
stuff,
you.
man.
Thank you. Yeah, it was great. Great experience. Great turnout. Everybody, I'm glad that everybody enjoyed it. Everybody had a great feedback, and a lot of people shared their pictures and everything. So it was amazing.
Nice. Nice,
And
nice.
overall, a great organization, like a great money show. The organization, the way they manage things with different master classes, different presentation, different like options, real estate, investments, a lot of things. It's a great experience overall, and it's a 3 day thing. So a lot of people, a few folks from the BBT also joined me. There was David there. There was a couple of other folks who I know them from the past as well. So they were there and got a chance to meet with them. Overall, so great, great experience overall.
Good stuff, man. Great, great. So everyone on YouTube, Paris is back finally. So we're back to our regular BBT Desi happy hour, if you want to call it this.
No way. But yeah, so that's how are you, Avi? How have you been?
Oh, been good, been good. We've all been talking about you while you're away, missing you, but I've been good. We're all here trading. It's been fun. It's been tricky. It's been challenging, but that's day trading for you. And
Yeah.
yeah, things are growing on YouTube. People are excited. How about you? How's your trading? You've been trading today or last few days?
Yeah, I traded and I traded PLTR and I killed it on PLTR. So
Nice.
so I took 4 trades and captured the real meat of the move on PLTR with multiple ads to it. So got a really nice move out of it.
PLTR, exotic. Nice. Well, it's been overall a tricky day in the markets, but I don't know. Me too. I caught one and done for the day. So
Oh,
even
nice. What did you trade?
I caught AMD right at the open within the first 10 seconds or so, going long with
Nice,
some
nice.
contracts that basically the big pop in the first 3 minutes, and that was that. So I can show you guys on the screen here with the options. Basically, AMD bouncing off the level I've got there, riding it up to the next level. And on the options, that's what it looks like. That's the long. Get out near the top and a little bit left, got close to break even, and that's the end of that. So, well, other than that, though, I have
Very
not
nice.
seen.
Very nice.
Yeah, that was a fun one. But other than that, my goodness, I haven't seen anything that I would get even close to. It's been a tricky one, at least for what I look at. But for now, guys, Apple seems to be the odd one, wants to jump up and go. Everything else is, well, stop going down at least for now.
Yeah. And 245 has been a very important, a critical level with Apple because it was holding 245 as a resistance for the past few days, but yesterday it broke out of 245 and then it's holding the 245, which is the concept of price action where the resistance becomes the support when it's once it's break out, and it's been holding up pretty nicely. So 245, a great area to use it as an inflection point, I would say.
Yeah, it's been fun. Sticky number, and either it's support or it's resistance, and it goes.
Yeah.
Nice. How about you guys on YouTube? How you doing today? It's been fun. It's been tricky, but that's how it goes. Question here on YouTube: when you close your options position, do you sell at market premium price, or is a specific premium price target? No, I just sell, or I just close the position when it hits my target. As in, I'm watching the underlying. When the underlying hits a target, that's when I start closing it, and I'm not too fussed about the options chart. I'm not trading based on options price action. I'm trading based on the underlying price action. Yeah, so that's how I do it. Cool. We got a first-time viewer. Welcome, Terry's Tracks.
Yeah, welcome, Terry.
Yes,
Bilal,
Bilal,
do
yeah.
you limit our market orders? Spread can sometimes suck. Yeah, that's a question for Avi.
Yeah, always market orders. The spreads suck. I'm with you on that. So when you're trading options, even on very liquid options, you just plan for a bad spread. So I just incorporate that into my risk to reward. So if my reward is 2 to 1, it's not good enough because I have to factor in the spread and the commissions and all that stuff that you got to think more about when you're doing options. So I'm only really interested in trades that look like they're going to go a long way. That way the profits can absorb some of those expenses. Just like any business, really. So that's how that goes. Candy, you got 2 on AMD and Baba. Nice. Good for you. Great work. All right, so we got Richie asking about your trade today. If you want to share how that went and what that was.
Yeah, I can share if you. I don't know the if people can see. Let me try to share. See.
We got supreme weakness on Google, so I'm gonna extend these lines further down and see what we have here and where Google could change its behavior. So there we are. Broke through. It's
So let me know if you guys can see my screen. I think my camera got switched to screen. So maybe Carlos can help me.
Cool. Oh, cool.
Yeah, I don't see my screen yet. I think it's my camera got replaced by my screen.
That's kind of funny.
But yeah, I don't think Carlos is here. So let me
Well,
see.
what do you need on the chart? I can pull it up if you want to talk through it. Is it PLTR?
Yeah. So what I did was go ahead and pull up the PLTR,
There you go.
and I took 2 trades. Sorry, 4 trades. First was the second minute candle where it got popped up and rejected really hard. That's what I call as a breakout trap. And when a momentum is there at the open, on the second minute, you
S&P futures getting a pop here now.
1 second.
Actually, Bitcoin futures getting a pop here now, 98,455. S&P futures ticking higher right now, up down about 38, but ticking higher right now.
Okay, let me push the benzing off. Okay, so on the second minute that I was trading, I shorted as a rejection on the, but it did not have it dropped $1 in a matter of heartbeat, but it did not have that continuation. It came back up and above the VWAP, and I got stopped out break even, and that was my first trade. I tried for the second time as well, as in when it lost VWAP, I got stopped out on the second time. But third time, when it broke out of the range above 108.40, 108.50, there was a very sticky price action. It wasn't the offers were not lifting, and that's where the tape really, really helps you. That even though it was a breakout, it broke out of it, but there were no volume uh, uh, combining towards the breakout, or it has to, the volume and the price have to correlate. So if the volume and the price is not correlating, that's an anomaly, or that's a change in the character of a stock. And that's where I shorted again. That was a third short for me. And and that scaled out from 108.50 was my entry, and then scaled out to 105, and 105 was my final exit on that trade. And for some reason 105 was the area where I was looking as a target, which was a pre-market low area, and that's where I scaled out. The second, and it completely bounced from there back to 108.40. Looks like, looking back, it was a perfect exit, but that's what my target was at that point of time. And the fourth trade was when it again lost the VWAP, and 107.40 was my entry, and then I scaled out on it and then added more below the PDC, very heavy add below the PDC at 106.20, and then scaled out to 104, and then I added more at 105 for the another rejection, but I stopped out at as soon as it lifted 105. So that was my final exit. So Carlos, do you mind if I can share my screen? Do you mind projecting it on the thing?
We'll have
Yeah,
that
it
worked
is
out.
up now, but
Awesome.
we'll have to work to make it look cleaner. So
Yeah.
we'll get it set up for Monday.
Okay, perfect. So these are my trade executions. So the one that I was showcasing right now, this is PLTR, and that's how I traded. So I shorted the first at the rejection. At this point, dropped $1 close to it. 107 was my. It's an important level for me, and I'll showcase on why was it an important level. And then I took some partial, but then came back, stopped out, break even. I took the second time, that was a stop out, and the third time where the real breakout happened. Like, this is the breakout. This is an opening range breakout, but there was no buyers stepping in for higher prices. They were actually sellers taking over. So that's why I went aggressive. That this is gonna be a false breakout. This is just a trap. This is where the opening range is that a lot of buyers would step in, they will generate the liquidity, and then the stock would sell off. So this is exactly what I captured from 108.60 to 105. This was a $3.5 point move. Next is when it lost this again. My bias is still short. My entry should have been here at this point, 107.60. I got late to get enter into a position, and I also got aggressive. And once I got aggressive, I was like, okay, I have to cut my size down because I can't hold. If it tries to pull back to 107.60, 107.70, that's a 50 cents stop, a technical stop for me, and I can't hold that much with the size that I was taking. So I cut my position, but then I scaled out, scaled out, scaled out, scaled out, and then kept adding as and when it was showcasing weakness. And this was my heavy add at this point of time, 106A20, and that's where I scale out. I added more at 105, and then was looking for another low of the day for the break of 104, but the character started changing. The volume started coming in with this, and the change of tape character was changing. So I was like, okay, there is no reason. My stop loss was something around here, around this area, but I still got out completely because the character changed. There is no reason for me to stay in that trade on this particular thing. So yeah, that was PLTR. Traded only PLTR on the day, and it worked out really good.
Nice work, man. I love it. So aggressive. You're reading the tape, you're picking those pinpoint entries. That's the beauty about it.
Yeah, and I think that's the beauty of tape reading too. That helps me pinpoint those entry and exit areas.
Nice.
So, Paras, what was that? Yeah, Benzinga. So people who are a part of the chat room, you also get access to Benzinga Pro. So you get access to the live news channels, news outlets, and I keep that on just to make sure that if there's any news that's in there. So
Mhm. Nice. And guys, we got Apple looking very, very interesting from where I see it. Respecting the levels as well as putting in moves. The only one out of everything at the moment. So
right, and there's a question from Prashant. Prashant, what exactly did I see on the tape? There are multiple. So tape offers you multiple indications if the buyers are being aggressive or the sellers are dominating. And in today's case, I was seeing sellers as a dominating factor. where I would see there are multiple concepts on tape reading. You want to get understanding on how to read, what the tape, the time and sales data that you see uh, is usually the red prints, the white prints, the green prints, and everything has a significant value towards it. You do not get that in bookmap, Yasmin. The reason why is that because you would get a pictorial presentation of the level 2 data where the big orders are, and which is a good pictorial presentation of the where the liquidity is. But time and sales is what tape reading is all about. You have to understand how the orders are flowing, what kind of volume that's been flowing, how the buyers and sellers are interacting with each other, who is dominating at that point. So time and sales gives you the real. So you have to stick to the basics. You have to understand the most basic fundamental way of the buyers and sellers dominance or imbalance.
Nice.
And yeah, Benzinga voice alert is the again, I think it's these once you get access to the chat room, you get by default you'll get access to the Benzinga Pro. So Avi, do you use bookmap?
I attempted to, and my computer crashed, so I decided to get rid of bookmap instead of get a new computer. So here we are. But no bookmap
So
for me. None of that.
So Bilal, the question you have is about if we use Bookmap. We do have tried Bookmap. I think I have personally tried Bookmap in the past, but there is no, for me, I can read level 2 and time and sales data, which is tape reading pretty clearly. And level 2, it's the looking at a Bookmap, it might help to a certain extent, understanding where the big orders are. But if you want to pinpoint or understand what's happening right now, you have to learn to read the tape. I have used it, but it hasn't added a lot of value to my trading, so I have removed it from my thing completely.
And that's the thing, guys. There are many tools and indicators out there, and you gotta try them so you know if they work for you or not, right? If they're not adding value, okay, don't have to use them, but give them a fair chance. There's the tape, there's candlesticks, there's bookmap, level 2, there's so many things. So I think that's
Yes,
important.
Matthew, it's the BBT chat room.
Nice. We got a question here about books. Is that right? You guys use bookmap now. But what top 3 books do you recommend for beginners? All right, Paris, you want to go first?
Top 3 books that I recommend. First of all, there are quite a few books that I would recommend. One of my the first one that I was exposed to was Andrew's book, which is tape reading, and sorry, not Andrew's book on how to trade for living, and that's what I got exposed to. Then I think there are quite a few books which is uh, more on the technical side. There is a book called Playbook from Mike Bellafiore. I think that's one of the really good books, and there were quite a few technical reading books on how to read charts and how to read patterns. And another one highly recommended book that I would recommend is the VPA, Volume Price Analysis by Anna Coolin. I think those would really help you understand how price and volume correlate with each other. So that's from my side.
Nice. Yeah, so I have the same story as well with Andrew's book, How to Day Trade for a Living. Definitely the first one to start with in the day trading world. On the technical side, the one that resonated with me was Japanese Candlesticks by Steve Nissen. That one's really great, understanding how candlesticks work, looking at patterns and what they mean and why they're important at levels, all those various things. And of course, there's many, many, many more. Yeah, Richie, the 8021, I talk about that one all the time. But the Zen trader, that's more on psychology and how to really manage yourself while trading, how to detach from the trade. I think that's a real problem a lot of people face sooner rather than later in their trading. They go live and realize, oh gosh, it's a whole new world of emotions when you suddenly put your own money at risk. It's not paper trading anymore. And so this book, The Zen Trader by Peter Castle, talks about detachment, how to realize there are things that you can control, things you cannot control. So focus on what you can do, which is put on the right position at the right point in time and on the right setup, the right stop loss, the right target in mind. And then what happens after that is just not in your control. Either goes to in your favor or you stop out. That's all there is. So, but how do you really do that? It's a matter of detachment and self-awareness, those sorts of things. It's called The Zen Trader by Peter Castle. So I recommend getting your hands on that fairly early in your trading career, because once it gets real, you got money on the line, you'll notice that there's demons in you that you don't want to meet. Really, all of us have that. And this helps. So that's where I would recommend it.
Yeah, great ones. Great ones. And once you are interested in learning and everything, you'll find every book to read. And I have tried every book that is out there. Uh, I love reading, and I especially the only things I read about is like either I'll be reading the self-help books, which are through developmental books, or trading books. That those are the two kind of genres that I read. So
No bedtime stories for us?
no bedtime stories. I don't
Come
have to.
on.
I don't have any kids either, so, so I'm sure you have to.
Yeah, dude. I know all the stories now, all the princesses, Disney, everything. It's just there you go.
So if any of the kids that ask me that, okay, tell me a story, like my cousins, and they have like small kids, and they ask me, please tell me a story. I was like, okay, I'll tell you a story. You know what? Imagine a dog that is running down the road, and then I'll stop. It's like, okay, and the kids were like, okay, what's next? What's next? And then, oh yeah, wait, he's still running. so,
Still,
so let him run, let him reach the destination, then I'll talk about it.
oh my God. I'll send you some book recommendations, okay? On kids. I've got a whole library full of it.
Oh God.
That's so funny. Yes, the dog ran all the way home. Oh man. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, in the chat here, yeah, guys. So yeah, the 80/20 book, the Naked Forex book, these are all books I've talked about in the recent webinars. All very powerful. So yeah, there's a whole mountain of books out there. Melanie, your demon is the hodler. Ooh, be careful of that one. Holding a trade when it goes against you. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's a tough one. As in, you do that, make that mistake a couple times. Ideally, you don't blow up and you survive and you don't do it again. But that's a tough one. Everyone does it at some point. The whole point is you survive it and don't do it again. So that's important. Let's see what else, you guys. Bilal wants to know hard stops or mental stops. I try to put in a hard stop as soon as I enter, as long as there's time. If it's early in the day, it's the first minute, there usually isn't time. So I know where I'm going to hit the button and exit if it goes there. But if things are moving slow, I'll type it in and let it be. So that's how I do it. Paras, I think you use mental stops, right? You don't really type it in too much. You're always observing it.
Yeah, I use mental stops. So yeah, for me, I have the specific area in mind, but I really want to see how the tape behaves on those areas. And yes, I do have mental stops, and one of the advan or rather maybe comes to a natural instinct, is I never have issues getting stopped out. I think a lot of issues that I've had in the past, like over trading, all of that, multiple issues that I've had, but one issue I've never had is getting out of the position if I'm wrong. So so naturally it comes to me, so I don't have to worry about uh, the if it goes against me, will I just let it go against me for a longer period of time, or will I average down? That doesn't happen with me, because that's one thing that I've not struggled with. There are a lot of other things that I've struggled with, but not this thing. Yeah, taking losses are a part of the game. That's exactly right, Gaurav. And you have to
Yep.
take it. If you don't take it, the market is going to humble you.
Absolutely. If you don't know how to take losses, you're in the wrong business, basically. So
Yeah,
learn how to take it. It's like sports. You go out and you do your best. Doesn't mean you're gonna win. You lose
true.
most and you win. So same thing. So I got some interesting price action here, guys. Got Google going through these measured move levels that I've got, and zooming in on the 1 minute. A lot of guys might think this might be ready for a reversal, put in a hammer, but the truth is it's not, because you can see the highs getting lower and lower just on the 1 minute. There's no way I would think about going long over here. or any of these levels, every time it got to a level, it never truly got bought back up, never made any sort of double bottom or anything. And sure enough, now look, it's just going through the next level. So even though the levels are there and it's hitting levels, doesn't mean it's reversing. It's not behaving like a reversal. Reversals are basically, in this case, telling you the buyers are seriously in the market. They're going to overrun the sellers. Big double bottom, big reverse hammers, new highs, all that stuff. None of that is happening. So if you ask me, we are in a massive bearish move, which is unending for now, no end in sight. We don't know how low this will go unless, looking at ATR or such things. But yeah, so there's a little price action for you. That's very interesting. Look at Google on the 30-minute chart, which is what I'm really looking at. It's just, it's going away. Going way, way, way back.
So Sunny, there is a question that you have is after you add more or partial, how do you calculate the break even so quickly? Does your software auto calculate your break even? So very good question, Sunny. And the answer to it is when with the area that I'm trying to add, I'm not adding, first of all, I'm not adding full size. I am adding to, and I have an estimated number that these are the positions that I want to add 25%, I want to add 50%, I want to add 75%, depending on what my existing core position is. But that percentage of add will depend on the fact where my technical stop out is. If my technical stop out uh, is is maybe like, let us say, 50 cents away from the area of my add, I would not go as big as I wanna, and depending on that, I would have an estimated number of shares to add to the position. And as and when it is, I want to understand where my technical stop loss is. Depending on my technical stop loss, that's where would be the deciding factor on the number of shares I want to add or remove on the position. So it's the idea is always being in the driver's seat of of your position. You don't want to be in a position where the pullback is so deep that it goes against your average on the stock. So you have to be careful in your position sizing and adding size. It's You can auto calculate it through the DAS hotkeys, but I don't use that to auto calculate. I have that a random, not random, I would say I would have a specific numbers in my head that okay, if I add maybe 200 shares, it is going to move 10 cents above my stop loss. And that's where I would add those things. So it's not a hard and fast number that I have, and it's not a pinpoint number that I have that it would automatically calculate. I have a approximate number that I would add, and I would have the areas in mind that, okay, this is the area I want to get out. Hope that helps on that.
Awesome. Yeah. Got another one here. Do I put my stops at technical support area or a percent? Always technical for the way I see things. I use levels and candlesticks, so I'm only entering positions around these levels, close to these levels. And I use the candlesticks for precision on where I'm putting the stop, usually just on the other side of a candlestick. So that's how I do it. And just to basically add to what Paras was saying there with your stops, I mean, entering positions or adding to positions, before you enter or add, you should know where your stop needs to be. Accordingly, you know the position size. So exactly the same thing, very, very important, position size. You put it on too small, it's not going to excite you when you're trading. It's not worth it. Put it too big, you're going to freak out. Either way, you're going to mismanage the trade. So get your position sizing right. Very important. Otherwise, it's not going to work. And it's got to be, it can't be too big, can't be too small. And it's got to kind of get you in the zone that makes sense to you. It's a bit of self-discovery stuff, but you got to find that.
100%. Agreed.
Eric, what happened to you yesterday on Baba? You didn't put a hard stop and it went, oh man, squeezed up. Yeah, there you go. Hey, if you're not watching it, put a hard stop and leave it alone. I mean, I do that most of my times. Most of my trades late in the day, I put it on, I go have dinner or something, I come back and I do stuff like that. But I don't just leave it without orders in place, right? I have a profit order and a stop order, basically a bracket order. But if you're watching it, okay, but make sure if you're watching it that you trust yourself to hit the button when you need to stop out. That's important. You have to earn your own trust as well. That's another piece of it if you're using mental stops. So think of those things. Yeah. What else?
So Avi, I think I heard that you got a new name,
Oh,
Avinachi or something.
yeah. You see, Paris, you leave us alone for a while and people freak out, do silly things, give me nicknames. Man, I need you
So
around
is
here. We
that
gotta.
is that the new ticker, new signal of making money?
Oh yeah, it's a new strategy. It's like a 90% win rate. You gotta try this, man. Put on options, like you make $1 million every week. Freaking awesome strategy. That's cool. I will leave it to someone to explain it to you because everyone's gonna explain it to you differently, and that'll be entertaining.
Yeah, I think
Um,
it's a combination of Avi and Fibonacci. That's what I
yeah.
got.
There you go. You got close. That's a pretty good guess. How did you guess? There you go. Yeah. I'm basically abusing Mr. Fibonacci after he's died, so it's not very nice, but whatever.
Yeah, Gaurav, I know for a fact that he uses Fibonacci a lot. Uh, I've and he's a big propensinator for using Fibonacci levels, and I think they work really good as well. But how about using Avinachi trading Avinachi levels?
Yeah, a brave new world now, huh? New levels. Out if you're naked Avinachi trading. There we go. No indicators, just these Avinachi levels.
One of the guys on the Money Show event reached out to me and he's like, "Oh yeah, you are the tape trader, right? You are the tape trader. I don't know your name, but you are a tape trader." Like, yeah,
Awesome.
man.
Funny.
So yeah, you get names.
Yeah, you find names. People find names for you. It's entertaining. Oh man. Yeah, yeah. Good luck, guys. Tesla on its way down again. 345 broke out low of day a minute ago, 2 minutes ago, and continues to sell, sell, sell. Everyone get rid of your Cybertrucks. They're not working. This thing is crashing.
So yeah, I think that was a very good pullback. I was thinking that pullback could be like it would come around 375 was the thing, but it never got to 375. It went to 365, then rejected, and now it is selling off. And now let's see, will it have a chance to test the lows, which is 325? Not today, uh, but yeah, it's a what do you call is a nice ABCD pattern coming up on a daily chart.
Looking at
And
Tesla, right?
yeah, looking at Tesla.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Very weak. Gaurav, you had a great trade on Tesla with the break even, huh? It happens. But good, man. As long as you manage your trades, manage your risk. Mostly, that's the biggest job you got to do, manage your risk. Take care of your risk, the profits take care of themselves. Most of it is that, really. I've done webinars on that, so I think that's very, very important. Again, 80-20, right? Find the most important thing, get that right first. Risk management, number one most important thing. Become a pro at that, then you build out the other stuff.
Yeah, a book on tape reading, Carlos. The only problem with tape reading is that you need to see the context matters on how the order flow is printing. So, irrespective of, I've read the couple of tape reading books out there, and it has zero information on what real tape reading is. And the problem with tape reading, in a book is that you can tell the concepts, but until you see it, you won't be able to explain. And that's why there is a full-fledged course which is 16-17 hour course, where I have detailed out with live examples of the videos and actively trading on how you can see the concepts flowing in front of you. So if you are interested on learning about tape reading, check the course out on Train Terminal. I think it has like, it has a really really good positive reviews on it, and people who have taken it, they ask people around you on how that thing is, and if it's so valuable. And I have not heard a single a negative feedback on it, and everybody has gotten that value out of it. So check that out, and and yeah, I get exposed to the tape, because reading a book will not help you with tape reading on tape, because you can understand how the order flows, but like theory versus seeing it in live and practical, and that would help you in application. So yeah.
Yeah, awesome course, guys. I went through Pars's course a couple years ago. Brilliant stuff. Really got me thinking. So
No,
actionable
thank you,
too.
Avi. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great point, Carlos. And I think I am. Like there are two things that I use basically trade with is price action and tape reading. And a lot of people talk about the basic price action, about the support and resistance, but a lot of folks miss out on the advanced price action concepts. And for that, I'm thinking of actually uh, you know writing a book. I've been thinking for an year now. So it's still thinking. But yeah, I will work on that.
Fair enough. A lot of work to put a book together, especially on this subject, as you suggested.
Oh yeah,
It
oh
sounds.
yeah. It's a lot of work. Even with that course, it took me so much time to, organize and get in such a way that it's understandable. It is. It takes a lot of time. I'm sure you know this because you have your own course on the training terminal, which is an 80/20, and a lot of people have benefited from it. So, uh,
Yeah. Now, these courses and books they're great. It does take a lot of effort though, because you got to decode what's in your head, and that's a painful process, and then write it down in a language that's easy for anyone else to understand who's not you. And so there's there's effort. Anyways, that's what that takes. We got a question from Mahmoud. Do you have gatherings in Dubai or live courses? Yeah, we have gatherings in Dubai. There's actually quite a lot of traders here in Dubai that I know, and we keep meeting. A lot of my mentees are actually here in Dubai, so we keep meeting up. A couple in Abu Dhabi as well. Last we met was, it's been a while now, but yeah, we meet socially in courses, live courses, in person in Dubai. We haven't done any of that, like seminars and stuff. Maybe there's enough interest. Are you in Dubai, Mahmoud? Let me know. But yes, it's actually a large community here, larger than I thought, and very active. So good fun. Yeah. Okay, what else we got here? Microsoft. I've had an eye on Microsoft for a while, but it's basically stagnant. There's nothing going on.
so do you want to bring up the Apple chart, Avi? There's a question from Russ. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing your current name correctly, but can you live reading on the Apple tape? So first of all, the beauty of the tape is you don't have to watch it live. Sorry, uh, you don't have to watch it all the time. You have to watch the tape on important areas, because that's where you want to find the buyers or sellers are there. And if you look at the price action of Apple right now, it has broken out of the range of which was holding the entire range of 245.30 and 245.90, and it broke out from it, and now it is above the opening range high, which was above the 246.80 area and 246.90, and that's where it is holding. So this is the basic thing you get from the price action. Okay, and now if you are long biased on it, because 245 in the past, 245 was uh, 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 the area of important support, I would have loved to go close to 245. Do I want to chase it and go? It's a very high chance it goes higher because it's holding higher. And what you're doing is you're looking for a breakout, then consolidate, and then go higher. And but is it a good risk reward? I would not, I would say no, because for me, a good risk reward setup would have been anything above 246. So if it would have broken out of 245.90 and then hold the 246, which happened at 11 a.m., that would have been a great risk reward for the break of high. And now it's holding the high. And this is where 246.90, if you want to go still go long, then 246.90 is a very good area. Now, understanding this price action, now I would want to wait and see what the the tape looks like on that area. And once it comes back to that 245.90, I would be watching, okay, is it holding? Is it holding? Is it holding? What is tape telling me? Are the buyers being aggressive, or buyers are being not that aggressive? And currently it is holding the 246.90, but the buyers doesn't seem to be aggressive for me. Like if you see the time and sales of it, you don't see the time and sales from the RVC screen right now, but if you look at your own computer's time and sales, you would see that the buyers are not that aggressive, and it is also the time of the day. Usually if it was at the open, this would have easily broken out by now. And the time of the day is, there will be a lot of balance atmosphere where somebody would sell, somebody would buy. So you have to also have multiple understanding of what time are we, what area is it, and then look at the tape to take your decisions. Hope that helps, Ross.
Yeah, I think that's the key point with the tape, knowing where to look at it, at what point in the in the charts, because you don't want to stare at it all day, you drive yourself nuts. So that's a good one. That actually was beneficial. When I figured that out, I'm like, oh, okay, I don't have to go crazy.
Yeah. Avi, do you
Yes.
speak Arabic? Question
No,
from you user. No?
not yet, not yet. Even though I've been here for what, 40 years or whatever it is. So,
40.
like
Oh,
you, I'm
yeah, you
thinking
are.
about
Yeah.
learning Arabic. You're thinking about writing a book. I'm thinking about learning Arabic. How about that? Same thing.
So Matthew, I don't think so. Elite membership is in US dollars. Everything is in US.
Yep. Russ, do I trade less or more after 11 a.m.? Yeah. You know what? I don't have a restriction on that. If the setup is there, I'll take it. Today, though, I had one setup. I took it. I haven't seen anything yet. And at this point now, late on a Friday evening, after a long week, think I'm not in the mood to trade anyway. So might as well close it out. Don't have to go chasing stuff. You got to be in the right headspace to trade, right? And me, just sitting around now since the first minute after a good trade, I think I'm quite satisfied with the week. Might as well just walk away. So, but yeah, as far as my trading is concerned, I don't have restrictions. Just don't take a trade 5 minutes into the close or something, because it doesn't have time to move. That's basically it. Or 30 minutes, let's say. Sufbar, what's my setup? Oh boy, it's getting tricky. All right, so real quick, I'll get into my strategy in just a couple of minutes. What I'm looking at is I'm looking at 30-minute charts primarily. And these levels I put on are basically the measured moves off of the 8 a.m. candle. I mark the high and low of the 8 a.m. candle and then measure that distance, draw lines further up and down on the chart. And that's as far as levels are concerned. Then beyond that, I'm looking for the candlesticks to get to these levels and behave a certain way, either a continuation of a direction or a reversal of direction. And then I have specific candlestick patterns that I'm looking for to give me those indications. Reversals would be double top, double bottom, long tail hammer reversal sort of things. Continuation would be an ABCD on a big time frame, a 30-minute. And then I zoom in on the 1 minute to get a precise entry and run it to the next level. So in the quick and dirty of it is there. Of course, there's it's much more nuanced than that. Also, we've got just recently put out the short video in the BBT Education Center on this, short as in like 10, 15 minutes on the strategy, so you get a more detailed overview of what it is. And beyond that, then there's much more detailed webinars, 1 and 2 hour longs about how to really get into this stuff. And then beyond that, there's the course I've got there on Trading Terminal, and beyond that, there's also mentorship stuff I do. So plenty of opportunity for you to get the details. And for that $1 membership in BBT, you'll get access to that education center with those short videos. Get a good picture of things. Lana, I took AMD at the open today. Just one trade, one and done with it. Boy, I don't even have it on the chart anymore. Where is it? Yeah, if you want to pull it up real quick. Where is it? There we go. AMD, these are call options. Going long AMD, basically right at the open. First minute, in the first 10 or 20 seconds, got the entry long. Scaled out at the next level out as it approached my target. And the rest was out close to break even. That was like 5% left. So that was it. Just one for today. And honestly, I have not seen anything else that even looks interesting enough to trade. And I bet by the time something shows itself to me, it's going to be like 11 p.m. on a Friday night here. So at that point, nah, I'm not going to focus. I'd rather not. Yeah, that's that one. Seth, you want to go through the AMD trade? Okay. We'll do it real quick. So what I noticed on AMD, looking at the 30-minute chart, this is the picture I had before the open. You can see that yesterday it basically sold off, and then it found yesterday's low. It's been bullish since then. So looking at a bullish move, and then in the pre-market, it's putting in small candles right below the 8 a.m. candle, right? See that? So that's a bit of a consolidation. It looks like a breakout setup because it keeps hitting its head up on that level. At some point, it's going to break out. It's not really pushing down and making new lows. The lows are actually getting higher. So I'm thinking this is a breakout level. Sure enough, in the pre-market, the breakout happened. And the price opened up here around 114, about close to 118, 115, sorry. And at this point, just before the market opened, I'm thinking, all right, this thing, if it comes back to where it broke out from and then bounces off it, that's a retest, right? It's just a retest of a breakout. So I planned that before the open. And then at the open, just watching the 1-minute candlesticks, that's the opening candlestick. It came down. Sure enough, it started bouncing right at the level. So as I noticed it bouncing, it came down and up and down a couple of times, 3 times, I think it was. I got the entry pretty much near the low there. The stop was right below the candle, so very tight entry. And that was it. It just went up to the target, took the partials off there, took like 95% off there, and the rest was break even. That's it. So just a retest of a breakout on a 30-minute picture, zooming in on the 1 minute to get the confirmation and the tight entry. And that's what worked. I did it live with my mentees today, and those are recorded. So, and those recordings, by the way, of all the trading I do is available to the public, available for free. So that's in Trading Terminal. If you go into the course I have there in Module 8, which is a free module, there's that's where I have all the recordings of all this trading I do. So if you want the details, I talk through it in the pre-market, what I'm looking at. Then as it's live, I'm commenting through it, taking the entry and the exit and all that stuff. So if you're interested, you can have a look at that. So that was just a couple hours ago. So I'll upload that one now after we're done with this session. Yep. Cool. So Tesla again, let's see now where it wants to go. 342 is the zone I've got. What does it look like? Sure enough, finding some support in 342. Definitely not long though. Still very, very weak. There you go, guys. The link is here from our Bearable Traders team with and in there you'll find the directions to the course and everything. Module 8 is where all these recordings are of the live trading.
I think his team Bearable Traders is Carlos or whoever that person is. Like they are an army. So the second we say something, it's already there. It's
amazing. Force multiplier right there, man. Just great. I bet it's one person. I know who it is. I'm not gonna tell.
yeah.
We have some interesting activity on Apple as well. If you look at it, again, the level up there, that's one measure up from the 8 a.m. candle. And Apple got there, and sure enough, finding trouble. Very cool, huh? Bounced off the bottom of the 8 a.m. candle, did a breakout, retest. You can go long in that area if you like ABCDs. And this is where there's trouble. It's chop for now. I don't call this a reversal or anything. I just call it trouble. So it looks like it wants to sit there. There you go, Carlos. One super person. Brilliant. Cool. Y'all want to see something else? I'll show you something here. NVIDIA as well. Again, great big mess, but you can kind of see where it's putting in the wicks, right? Got the level there about 139 or so. Down at the bottom there. Very interesting. Previously, it was support right there, broke out of support, went to the next level, that turned that into support and went back up, turned what was previous support into resistance. Now this thing's just, it's kind of behaving nicely in that sense, respecting levels. Of course, very complex to trade. I wouldn't touch this range bound stuff. It's not what I like to do. Sumit, no, it's not AI running the background here. We're not that sophisticated yet. What else we got? Amazon's interesting. Yeah, going the other way. Nah, nothing
So,
there.
so Carlos, I'm waiting for you to take the SMCI trade. Did you take a trade at 11:30, 11?
No, no. I know this is way too low below the VWAP, so it's not good here. The few times that it's broke out like that, it was at the VWAP. So there is some technical stuff that needs to be done before we go just crazy on it.
Pardon. You promised me yesterday you would take that. Oh.
No, it's too far, man. Look how far it is. No, it's too far. Don't
Yeah.
take that. Let's wait.
Fun.
Did you see QBTS today? My goodness.
QBTS? No.
Yeah, we have a swing. We have a community swing trade on that one. We're in at 590. Hit $8 today. I want to pull back so we can add some more and just kind of ride out this quantum news. Let's see how it goes.
590. 590 was the day before.
Yeah,
But
it was a
no,
few
2 days
ago.
before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Good one, man.
Very nice, Eric. Superb. Good job.
Ooh. Nice. Good trading, good profits. There you go. Good way to go on a Friday. Nice.
Eric, I think we have met before, right? Yeah, I think we have met before. I do remember you.
G-Prof, you want to know about Amazon double bottom? Let's have a look. On a 30-minute, I don't see anything. On a 5-minute, it's possible. It's not complete yet, but it could be soon. A couple of minutes to go. On a 1-minute, oh, it's just a big mess down there. Kind of tricky to call this a double bottom, but you know what? Yeah, possible. You would have entered a minute ago. That's 1 minute again. So if your whole setup is based on a 1 minute, something else. You ideally, I mean, I like to have the setup on a bigger time frame and then find an entry on a 1 minute, then go back to the big time frame for the target. But yeah, it's there. It's there. It's happening on certain time frames. On a 15-minute, possible. Not there yet, but possible. Said you had an intense day, came out green, and then found it was sim trading. That happens. I had that not long ago. Yeah, I had like 2-3 trades at the open, and it was a massive green day, and then found out it was in the simulator. Like, what the hell? So, yeah.
But that's
But hey, it happens.
with me back in the day. It used to be always the other way around. Always when I was down and I realized, man, I was not in same instant and I was actually in the real world. So
Oh man. Yeah, you learned those lessons along the way. I've learned that too. Eric, the question is, do you know the total number of shares box in DOS Pro? I don't know what you're talking about
yeah,
here.
so I think what you can do is you can go to the trade and then you go to the accounts, and for your account you can select the number of shares that you sorry, not you select, there's a column called shares, so you can see the number of shares that you have traded.
There you go. Cool. So, who here's coming to Vancouver, guys? Last little question before we go.
Guys, come to Vancouver. Everybody in the team, all the pros, all the TED people, really known people, it is going to be such a great learning experience, and it is going to be beautiful in Vancouver. So do join us. We're going to be there. Avi's going to flying from Dubai. I'm flying from DC, and yeah, we would love to see you, meet with you, because I think it's one way interaction that we have on YouTube, and we would like to meet you, see you, and meet real traders who are serious about their career, their trading, and getting better every single day. So do join us. We only have very limited seats left, And yeah, please, we would love to see you, and it's a great learning experience for everybody who comes, and people who have come in the past in Vancouver. I think they can tell, like, it's Andrew's city, and he treats everybody really, really well. You'll be surprised on the amount of the tickets are nothing as compared to what you're gonna get out of those 2 or 3 days that you're gonna be in. So do join us. And I
Absolutely.
think, Carlos, do share the registration link if you can, and we'll be happy to see you guys. Okay, thank you,
guys.
Avi. Have a
Thanks, Carlos.
great rest of
Great
the
to see
day
you
or
again,
good
buddy.
night.
Yeah, thanks.
care.
Welcome back. Good to see you again. Take it easy, guys. See you all
Thank
in
you.
Vancouver.
Yeah, have a great weekend. Bye-bye.